Hey everybody. So exciting. Let me just be sure Discord audio is going through. And perfect. Discord. Okay, I think they can hear you now. Hi. Hey Guy, Graham,
Hello.
Valerian, Malco, Nunda, VOD watchers, look good. It's great to see you. So fine. Yeah, today we have a very special guest with us. If you don't know already, this is ID's Fantasy here. She is a FNAF and other scary games theorist on YouTube and has more than, I think, 55 FNAF theories uploaded. That's crazy.
I didn't think it would be that many. It's mostly shorts.
Wow, I didn't count shorts. I bet there are more. That's crazy.
I don't think I've made that many. Oh no.
Maybe I did. But yeah. So fine. So we'll descend into the brain rot today. Absolutely. And today we have a very special thing lined up, and it involves Five Nights at Freddy's. I know it's brain rot. I know Five Nights at Freddy's is a deep wormhole, but I'll try and not get sucked in alive. So we'll see.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for holding on to your sanity as you
Don't go on Twitter. Don't go on Reddit.
I feel like that's good life advice in general.
Yep. And it applies to FNAF too.
Wow.
You should have seen what went down on Thursday. Oh boy.
Wait, Thursday. There was a big Thursday day.
Thursday was crazy.
I think we'll learn more about Thursday yeah, we can talk about that later. Yeah.
5 back-to-back Reddit posts from the creator of the franchise.
What? I bet that doesn't happen very often.
No.
And of course Reddit. Why is Reddit the announcement board?
I don't know.
For FNAF. That's insane. But yeah, so fun. So yeah, well, we'll get to a lot of those other FNAF things as we go. And
oh yeah,
we'll switch to the next screen. Nice. So we'll be reacting to all of the FNAF trailers, which actually I don't think either of us have seen before, or like fully all of them.
I've seen some of them. I don't know which ones I have and haven't. I might have seen them all, but I wouldn't know because I don't keep track.
See, that's so real of you. And I've seen none of them. Like, I feel like I've seen a picture or like an edit on TikTok or something. Like, it'll start with like Freddy waving. And then it like cuts to music.
I know I've seen this one because I use footage of it in some of my videos sometimes.
Ooh. Yeah. So we'll watch through, I'll kind of guess at things and then be educated by ID, our resident FNAF expert. So fun. Let's dive right in with Five Nights at Freddy's, the trailer. This is 9 years old. That's crazy. During the day, it's a place of joy. Why does it sound like kids are screaming? I guess they do it like roller coasters. But you're not here. This seems like a joke.
Dun, dun, dun.
You have the night watch.
A little goofy, but that's okay.
The noise. The run. Oh, Bonnie. Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't think there's any point in the actual game where Bonnie takes his face off.
Wait, really?
That's a FNAF 2 thing.
It's not game footage. Is this a spoiler for the second game? That's crazy. So
spoiler for a game Scott didn't even know he was gonna make.
The foreshadowing is insane. I wonder how much foreshadowing there is in this first trailer to like the rest of the series. I wonder.
I mean, you got Foxy running down a hallway, and that happens in the movie too, and in the first game. But
that's crazy.
Which the movie's based on.
Conspiracy. So, they're all connected. Wow.
I'd be kind of surprised if they weren't, honestly.
Yeah. I think so. Looking back, just like a few first impressions, when Freddy opened his mouth, it happened at the same time as the kids making noise. So I kind of thought it was Freddy. Do you not see that too? Like it goes away when Freddy keeps speaking, but like that first moment.
There's a point where part of Freddy's endo clips through his hand.
Wait, really? Is that like?
Yeah. If you go to the part where he, Chica, and Bonnie are on stage together.
Oh, all three of them.
Yeah, like, just
so like
go back a bit.
Yeah. Let's look. There's a moment, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's clipping through his hand.
Oh, I see it. Like back there on the back. It's crazy. Put some clothes on, Freddy. Jeez. Wow.
He's wearing clothes. He's got a bow tie and a top hat.
I guess you're right. I always wondered why like cartoon animals didn't like wear clothes when I was like a kid watching like Tom and Jerry. I was so confused.
They're naked.
Or like Winnie the Pooh. Like wow.
I mean,
It's
he
like
wears
sometimes
a shirt, but
it's like
the
sometimes
shirt isn't what needs to be covered, sir.
that's true. And like it always confused me. But yeah. So we're on a stage. I feel like my first impression, like Freddy looks like a stand-up comedian, like about to like go into an act, and then like suddenly they're in a band together. But so
Yeah, Freddy, I think, is supposed to be singing there, because he's the singer of the band.
oh, Freddy's
But
singer.
it's just the children screaming. So,
Do we ever get to hear Freddy sing like in games? I wonder.
in the games, I don't think so. There was going to be a time in Help Wanted where there might have been a song, but it was cut, I believe.
No way. So Freddy's
And we
a fake singer.
technically
That's
get Freddy
crazy.
singing in the movie, but it's like a pre-recorded song.
Wait, I haven't seen the movie yet. It's
good.
That's
Well,
exciting.
if you know it makes less sense to people who aren't fans of the lore.
That's funny.
But as a fan of the lore, 8 out of 10.
I should see. So imagine if someone's first impression of FNAF was the movie.
Honestly, makes more sense than the games.
But really? Maybe I should watch the movie. I'll like watch it before I play any games.
Yeah, like
But
the only like my main one complaint is that with the movie is that they didn't explain the identity of who the villain was any earlier. They just drop the name near the end and expect the audience to have a reaction. And as a FNAF fan, I'm like, oh yeah, it's him. But like for a non-FNAF fan, they're like, why is this name matter? Like, yes, it's the murderer, but why?
that's funny. Yeah, I guess that could be like really surprising, like getting blindsided by like the villain at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, so if they had just like foreshadowed the villain a little bit more and like fixed one or two clunky lines, then would have been golden.
Ah, you were this close, FNAF movie. You were this close. But
I mean, it still did pretty well financially, so.
yeah, I've heard a lot of people really liked it. So I do also want to point out here, and like this camera footage, I feel like the tone of the trailer maybe some people in chat have heard of like this really old indie game like Granny or Grandma, something like that. Like a grandma with like a stick. Her face is like gray and it's like really creepy. I feel like the tone is really similar to like that game. I've never played. It feels similar to me.
This sort of is a shot in game, though I don't think the thing of them quick turning to look at the camera is. But like this is like the general vibe of one of the security cameras in the game.
Oh, I see. So this is pretty close to game footage then. Is that the only one?
Yeah.
The only
This
one?
one too.
That one too. It's like these hallway shots.
So this is the security cams I think are pretty close, but I haven't actually played the game, so I don't remember the exact appearance of the stuff.
I see. Yeah, no worries. I feel like there's so many details to keep in mind too. And yeah.
Yeah, as far as lore goes, this particular hallway isn't important. Unless it's like a specific... I don't even know if that's the hallway where the lore thing happens. There's just a lore thing that sometimes happens in the hallways. I think?
Honestly, that's really funny. Yeah, I've heard some people say, like, there are, like, really rare events in the game. Like, that, like, some people could go, like, 20 playthroughs without seeing, or something like that. And...
Yeah, the Golden Freddy chances are incredibly low.
Yeah. And so, I think so far...
Not as low as they're supposed to be, but low.
That's funny. I think, yeah, that's such a fun thing about a game when you have like random details that maybe you'll miss the first time or every time. But wow, I think
and the only reason or the main reason at least that I think that the FNAF games hit it off the way they did is because of those chance events of like, oh, everything's normal, but then there's Golden Freddy, or then there's a newspaper on the wall describing kids going missing, and something about the animatronics acting up or whatever. I think it's like stuff.
Yeah.
A guy getting arrested, the place shutting down and then reopening, or I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of lore in the trailer so far. Like, it seems
Yeah.
like it's scary. It's like, oh no, you're running out of time. You have a stress. This job is, capitalism's rough. But good luck. But good luck with it anyway.
Capitalism's rough, but the animatronics are rougher.
Yeah. So that's interesting, like newspaper clippings and everything, or like the first game. Or maybe a lot of the games, just like hidden storytelling. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of that throughout the series, and at this point in time, Scott Cawthon, creator of the franchise, for people who don't know the stuff, he didn't have he had like the basic idea for the story planned, which was like the haunted animatronics possessed by the souls of the kids that some guy killed.
Yeah,
but
totally normal.
as one does. It's especially funny given Scott went from making like wholesome Christian content to this.
That's quite a turn.
Very amusing to me.
That's quite the turn. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder what the thought process was to get to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But weird.
Okay, we actually do know that though.
It actually.
Yeah. So one of the games Scott made was Chipper and Sons or something, about like this beaver family who had a lumber company or something.
Oh, that's cute.
And a reviewer of the game didn't like it and said that the characters looked like creepy animatronics or something. And Scott was like, you know what? Fine, I'll make a creepy animatronic game.
That one reviewer. I wonder if they know they were responsible for all of this.
I think they probably do at this point, given how much it's been talked about.
It's crazy. Weird. But such a like fun, not quite a meet cute, but sort of. Like a way it happened, a way it all started. So fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so based on this trailer, any lore stuff you think of?
Yeah, I think it seems like there's something inside the suits. Like it starts off on like a note of, yeah, these are normal animatronics. It's during the day, it's a place of joy. But like maybe they're like restless inside. It makes me think like of stories. I think Frankenstein is similar, of like a creation that's treated really badly and it like turns on its maker. So like they're overworked or something.
Okay.
Like I know you said dead kids and animatronics.
There's a joke
but...
that one of the characters makes at the beginning of the game. So Phone Guy, my favorite FNAF character, he makes he makes a comment in like the first night of like, the animatronics can get a bit quirky at night. I would be restless if I was made to sing the same songs for 20 years and I didn't get a bath.
Wow, that's really funny. Phone Guy sounds fine. I think I've heard the name thrown around as just a great character.
He's also dead.
Oh.
And I'm very sad about it. He dies in the first game, but you know.
Oh, rip Phone Guy. You know, pour one out for Phone Guy.
Poor dude.
Yeah, for real. No, I could understand that motivation of like, yeah, you know, you're working all day, you're singing the same songs over and over. Yeah, maybe you're not even clean. If your endoskeleton
sort of
showing through your hand.
Yeah, and you are sort of right about there being something in the suits. Guess where the killer hid the bodies?
Oh, wait. So like inside, are they like still there?
Yeah.
Like you just can't see the body parts. That's horrifying.
They may have been removed since, but they were there long enough for the spirits of the kids to latch on to the endoskeletons.
Ugh. Also, the fact they were taken out, that's almost worse, I think. Like someone knowingly removed them.
Like, the thing is like, and Fazbear Entertainment just covers literally everything up ever.
That's funny.
Like, there's a whole thing in game where Phone Guy warns you, like, hey, if the animatronics get into your office, they might think you're like an endoskeleton, and endoskeletons aren't supposed to be without costumes, so they might shove you into a Freddy suit or something, and that will kill you because of all the metal parts in there.
So was it like, it almost sounds like ghosts that only remember the way they died, and it's like, oh, we'll just keep doing this, or Oh,
Yeah, ghosts canonically do have memory problems.
that's so creepy. Someone in chat says, I also think Scott thought to just make some related stuff in the games and let the world burn with theory crafting.
I mean, quite possible.
Who knows? That's funny. I feel like I would like hide secrets in a game and maybe not think too much about it if I thought it was like a one-off. But wow. So
Yeah, and then he had to
yeah,
actually make something out of it. Otherwise, people will come for him over it, and they do that anyway. But they'll come for him over it more.
that's funny. Yeah, you just can't win in this world of making lore,
Yeah.
apparently. Oh, wow. So I think like final impressions are, like, I guess for me, yeah, it's like a scary, like a really comforting place. Like, oh, it's a pizza place. There are fun characters and everything, but it's like alluring in kids to like get them because it's a place where kids got there, and then like I don't know why they're being stuffed inside. Maybe there's no reason, but like that's horrifying.
Oh, there's a reason.
Oh, I guess we'll get into that. But what about you? Before we move on, what are your impressions of after seeing this trailer? Any things that stand out or things you notice maybe?
Knowing the lore now, it's really crazy to be like, this is where it started. Just it's like during the day, it's a place of joy, but you're not here during the day. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, perfect writing. Perfect
It
writing.
does pretty well in like having some creepy atmosphere and stuff. The trailers definitely got better over time, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious on how they like change as we go because
I still think it's funny they have Bonnie taking off his face when this doesn't happen in this game, I don't
yeah,
think.
and there's this other scene. Does this happen in the game? Because I feel like I've heard people talk about Foxy running.
Not
Does
Bonnie
Bonnie
running down the
run?
hallway?
What a run! What a run Bonnie has. Interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah, the
Foxy does.
so Bonnie's just getting exercise in. It was an outtake as they were filming the trailer. You know, yeah.
There are a few times where there's like something that's in the trailer, but then it does change a little bit for the final product.
Yeah, I see. Well, nice. Moving on to trailer two. Some of these trailers have like different sizes for some reason on YouTube, like formatting. But
Yeah,
I think
I don't know what Scott was doing with the trailer sometimes.
it's lore. There's a secret hidden inside. But yeah, so
And some of the games have that too. Like FNAF 3 is like more old style TV format. And so there's just
oh,
black bars whenever I try to use footage from it.
well, that's rough.
Yeah, well.
It happens. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Yeah, the second game. So there are like these art pieces on the wall, huh? Did they all start with a kid singing creepily? Or like making sounds?
I don't think all of them do, but see, that's Bonnie without his face.
Yeah. It's weird how the last trailer ended
Phone
with Bonnie
guy.
taking off a phase. Oh, and Phone Guy.
Phone guy, my beloved.
Oh, best character, best boy.
Oh yeah.
The music too. Forgotten.
Yeah, like this trailer's already better than the first one.
Oh, the music. Scott Cawthon making beats.
I think this is still like stock music or whatever, but
Really? It still goes hard. It feels so
Yeah.
much more
there
dramatic.
wasn't a composer until later.
Oh, it's a new bunny. A cute bunny.
Yep.
The cameras. Game footage. Imagine this music played during the game. I don't think it does, but it could be funny. Maybe there's a mod out there. Yeah. Would that make it more or less scary, I wonder?
I don't know.
Zero doors. Oh, there are no doors.
Yeah.
No doors, period. That's crazy.
Okay, so guesses as to the lore?
Yeah. So you mentioned before, like newspapers and clippings kind of being hidden around the like atmosphere layout of the game. My day at the new Freddy's Pizzeria, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
There's this creepy picture in the top right of like a chica with a big mouth and like a kid with a heart. Okay. It seems like a lot of the animatronics that we've seen before, or like just one. Bonnie's broken. Bonnie's like broken apart. Maybe this is like it is a sequel?
Yeah,
Question mark
so
to so like they're all broken.
so
And
prequel.
oh, a prequel. A prequel.
And this is why I figured that the bodies got removed, because people have messed with the animatronics.
So they looked like this first
Previous
before the
FNAF
first
World.
game, and then they were like
Yeah, because
fixed up or
Guy's
something.
alive in this one.
Oh, I see. Oh, that makes sense. Because why else? That makes so much sense. Also, this picture
Yeah.
of like a creepy picture or a creepy gift.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and like something coming out from
puppet.
inside. The puppet. I feel like I've seen
The
pictures.
puppet is yeah, so the puppet was a new animatronic in this game who's actually an old animatronic in the lore.
Oh, because that makes so much sense. But wow,
Yeah, that's how this franchise tends to go.
weird. So that makes me ask. I have so many questions. I feel like if I ask
Okay.
every question, like we'll just go down rabbit holes. I wonder where the puppet was in the first game. If like
Yeah, we don't know.
weird, just doing puppet things. No one ever opened the
Kind of ran
present.
off. Well, the thing is, the puppet can leave on his own
Oh,
if the music box in it stops playing. So it's a whole mechanic in the game where you have to keep its music box wound up. Otherwise, it comes to kill you.
I mean, honestly, mood. What a mood. Yeah, you don't have your favorite music box. Then it's like some people need their coffee in the
Excuse
morning.
me,
You gotta have
sir.
your music
Turn
box.
it back on.
Yeah, the nerve. Totally. Ooh, someone in chat. My favorite animatronic is Lolbit. What's yours? I think first impressions. I think Freddy's fine. Freddy's a fun animatronic so far.
Yeah, Glam Rock Freddy is my favorite. The puppet's probably my second, just because of the lore significance around him and his spirit, who is not a him, and it's really confusing for the fandom when it comes to the pronoun situation.
Oh wow. Yeah, just a puppet then at that point. But wow. It seems like the lore does get kind of convoluted. Like at best.
A little,
And Glamrock Freddy.
but life is convoluted, so you know.
Yeah, deal with it. Life is as complicated as FNAF, absolutely. I wonder which
I
is more
mean,
complicated.
yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, I thought it was interesting how like this trailer started with Bonnie like being faceless, and the last trailer ending with Bonnie becoming not quite faceless, but like taking the mask off. I don't think they're connected, but
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, it's the same animatronic.
Yeah, true. Parts and service. This makes me think that you like walk around in the game, but I don't think you do.
No.
Do you?
You are still in the office, except for this. This is the game where we got introduced to the lore mini games, and in those, you often play as an animatronic wandering around the building or an area, and there are a few. So one of them is you're either Freddy or Fredbear, depending on your interpretation. I think it's Freddy. I don't know.
Well, those are two characters.
Anyway.
Freddy and
Fredbear's something
Fredbear.
I'll talk later. But yeah, so you're Freddy or whatever, you're Bear, and you're giving cake to these kids. And there's a kid outside the building crying. And
Aww.
a car drives up, purple car, and purple guy gets out, kills the kid, drives away.
Yeah, purple guy.
And then the minigame ends with the jump scare from the puppet. With the implication being that's how the puppet died.
That's so
The
sad.
puppet spirit, anyway.
Aww. Also, that's
And
crazy.
that's where the whole pronoun issue comes in, because the puppet's a him, but the spirit's a her. But the mini game, there's like speak and spell stuff going on in the background. It spells out save him, and so people are like, "Oh, this gender of the spirit was retconned," and I'm here like, or it's referring to the puppet's pronoun since that's where the spirit is in the present day when we're seeing. I don't know. It's a whole mess.
That sounds so confusing. Also,
Yep.
the fact that we're not even to like the third game, and there's already like a lore breaking, confusing thing.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and this is not the biggest pronoun catastrophe that this game has. This game introduces the mangle, and that thing has used every single pronoun under the sun, I feel.
I mean, go off, but wow,
Ironically.
that's crazy. So this is the game where Purple Guy was introduced. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
There are a couple other mini games as well. There's Foxy Go Go Go, which you play as Foxy, and you have to go into the room with the kids, and they're all excited to see you. A couple times until Purple Guy shows up in the room before you go into the one with the kids, and then you go into the room, and all the kids are dead.
That's so creepy. That's
Yeah.
just randomly
And
thrown
there's-
in, you know,
Yeah.
casually.
And I think there are chance events that happen if you die.
Oh, so sort of like in the game before, like Golden Freddy, or like random things happening. Those are kind of like
Mhm.
what the mini games are.
Yeah, but they're more common.
Okay. We are.
But yes, and then there's one more, I think, unless I'm misremembering, and there's another one on top of it. It's save them instead of save him, and you're playing as the puppet, going around the FNAF 2 location, and finding kids' bodies all over the place.
Oh,
And there's a possibility that Purple Guy will come in and attack you.
Purple Guy's just getting around everywhere at this point.
Gosh dang it, William.
Yeah, I was playing. So I've heard the name William Afton, and I know Purple Guy. And before this, I noticed a reference, I think in Deltarune. I won't spoil Deltarune, but there's a Purple Guy reference. And
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, it's me!
yeah. And like they're all wearing their like mascot outfits and everything. So creepy. And I think in the game You're Not My Neighbor, which came out recently, it's like it's kind of
I've
like,
heard of that one.
yeah, like
There's a William.
there's a literal Dr. Afton or W. Afton, yeah.
WF. It was so funny.
That was crazy.
I watched Matt's playthrough of it, and I'm like,
I bet that was the time. Yeah, your arch nemesis. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think so. Is this so? We see Bonnie. We see like a broken Chica. So we see like a broken all of these animatronics, and then this new
yeah,
one.
they're referred to as the withered animatronics.
Withered. So the animatronics from game 1 are withered, and then we see this new one. Which what an intro! What a dramatic intro.
Yep.
So is this Bonnie?
Toy Bonnie.
Another Bonnie. So Toy Bonnie.
So this game has 2 sets of the main animatronics.
Oh wow. Like that's not.
Plus a couple random ones.
One
with
wasn't
Balloon Boy.
stressful enough in the first game. You got 2
Yeah.
this time.
And no doors this time.
Yeah. It made me think. So we get to see the office. We get to see the office a few times, right? Yeah, 0 doors.
Yeah. So the way you get, so like you see, the guard puts the mask over his face, right? That's one of the only ways he's got to ward off the animatronics, given no doors.
So it's like, you can't see me, I can't see you.
Yeah, the general idea is, oh, he's an animatronic, no reason to kill him, right?
Aw. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Wow. So no doors. It's like all drains lead to the ocean, but all rooms lead to the security room.
Yep.
That's rough.
Yep.
And here's your
And over
desk.
the course of the game,
It's here.
yeah. And over the course of the game, you get calls from Phone Guy, and you sort of get an idea of what's going on with during the day shifts.
Mm-mm.
And you find out that so there was a guy previous to you on the night shift who asked to be moved to the day shift due to the animatronic issue. And then over time you hear that like there's been an incident, and they're trying to get into contact with one of the previous owners of the original restaurant, Fredbear's Family Diner. And you're told to make sure not to let any former employees in.
That's so creepy.
And that the place is going to be closing, and you're going to be moved to day shift for your last day. In the first game, there's this whole thing about the bite of 87
Oh yeah.
having happened.
Markiplier.
This game takes place in 1987.
So this is the game with the bite of 87.
This is the game, and our general assumption is that the guard we play as is the one who got bitten.
No way.
because the animatronics do not like adults.
The way it's like more dangerous during the day, apparently. You can survive in the night
Yeah.
just fine. But one day at a day shift, I
My
don't know how
guess
many
is
days
Jeremy
it took.
just didn't.
But
So my guess is the night guard's name is Jeremy for most of the game. He didn't expect to have to deal with fending off the animatronics during the day.
oh, that's rough.
Yep.
That's really,
And
it's kind of funny.
It seems like the guy who was night shift before us and was moved to day shift or whatever was probably William Afton, because we hear about a suit being moved, and the way the killer killed the kids was he got in a mascot suit and lured them into a back room and killed them.
And the back room was the one with like, I'm assuming, like these broken animatronics, and like that's, you just hit the bodies there.
Not quite. That comes up in FNAF 3.
I see. Well, speaking of FNAF 3, the 3 teaser trailer. This has like 32
This was
million
originally
viewers.
going to be the end of the series.
It was a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All the fan art
It
on the
was very
walls.
much not.
Yeah. 10 years
He
later.
will come back.
8 years later. The piano. It looks like we're in the same place. Maybe we're not. Like, is the first?
We're not.
It looks really similar. Like the walls, the checker pattern, but a different place. It always does.
This is catchphrase.
Oh, the eyes. It's like that scene in the first trailer when they like all look at you.
Yeah.
We have a place for him. Weird. This dance solo.
Here he is.
Oh, this is him. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And we got a jump scare. Coming soon. It kind of felt like...
Coming like 9 years ago.
Yeah, coming yesterday. Absolutely. Wow. So this is him.
Oh yeah, sorry, I do have chat open and I'm seeing someone make a comment. They're saying also the person from night 6 and 7 are another person, probably Michael. That would be just night 7, and I'm planning to get to that whole situation as of sister location when Michael becomes relevant.
Wow. So there's Jeremy, there's Michael, there's purple guy, Afton.
So the first...
Okay.
Yeah, so first game, the night guard was named Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
And is probably Michael. FNAF 2, we've got Jeremy Fitzgerald, and on night 7, Fritz Smith.
Really? A different person.
We don't have a name for the FNAF 3 guard, but it's probably Michael.
So weird. I love how, even though there's like no information given in games, people have already pieced so much together. Wow.
Yeah, there's a book that hints that this is the case, so that's what we're going off of here.
That's crazy. So Michael.
But yeah, so FNAF 3 guesses to the lore of what happened with this whole situation.
Yeah, someone in chat saying this is like a recreation of the old Freddy's restaurant.
Yes.
So weird. And looking around, he will come back. So it's like the way it sounds is like whoever this yellow voice is knows that this killer is coming. And like it almost sounds like it's a trap being set, like, oh, like we did this so you would come back because you always do. Or it's almost like someone who's like like a grandma or something, like I don't know, cocking a shotgun and saying, oh yeah, Bigfoot will always come back, like on a porch somewhere. And like knowing there's like a threat coming, or like a tornado or a hurricane, you know, like a local who's constantly plagued with something. But like a trap or like a local. It seems like these animatronics are back to normal. So is this after FNAF 1 maybe? Maybe it's like in the future, after like the golden days of 2.
FNAF 3 is 30 years after, presumably FNAF 1.
30 years. The timeline. Also, yeah, I feel like every time I search FNAF online, it's like timeline, explain, final timeline. For real this time.
Yeah, and every time a new game comes out, we have to remake the timeline.
That's crazy.
Like, I made a timeline video back in November. Then Help Wanted 2 came out, and I'm like, okay, it's mostly fine, but I just need to, like, change this bit in here.
That's actually, I mean, not bad. Go off. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting how like just a little bit of context can change everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to
Yeah, so this is Springtrap.
Springtrap. So that's this one's name.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a new animatronic. At first I thought it might have been Bonnie. Like a moldy Bonnie.
It kind of is.
But
This was originally Spring Bonnie, the counterpart to Golden Freddy. Fredbear.
oh, it's like a golden colored Bonnie.
Yeah,
Spring
but he's
Bonnie.
like super decayed now, so he looks kind of green.
Weird. And you're also alive for some reason? Question mark. It doesn't seem like the other
He's complicated.
really.
So what do you know about Remnant?
I think I've heard like the clip of I think Ash from DT Live saying remnant, but like that's all I know. I've heard it said. I've heard it mentioned here and there. Remnant. So like something left behind that like makes them alive because it's a remnant.
Yeah, basically. So in the FNAF lore, we mostly learn about it from the books, but it's
Oh.
mentioned in the games a couple times. It's basically lingering non-physical stuff
Okay.
that has imbued itself into physical stuff, with metal being a particularly good conductor for it. Remnant seems to be able to be like memories, like incredibly strong emotions, or souls. Springtrap is a very interesting case as, oh gosh, we gotta explain the springlock suits now. Those are fun too. Okay, so in the original restaurant, and over the course of this game, we hear tapes recorded by Phone Guy, where he was doing training for he was giving like training lessons for how to use springlock suits, which are basically like animatronics and costumes at the same time, with the springlocks holding back the animatronic parts to the sides of the suit so that a person could fit in there. Except the springlocks were kind of unstable, and if they were to come loose,
Oh no.
the
Wait.
parts are going to go back to where they're supposed to be, whether or not
No.
there's a human body in there.
Is that what happened to Springtrap? Like you're
Yes.
trapped in a spring suit? Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. So
Creepy.
William, purple guy, William dude was being one of the initial, like he's one of the founders of the Freddy's franchise, right?
So, okay, Afton's one of the
So he
founders.
knows how to use the springlock suits. And it was a springlock suit, it was this one specifically, as far as we're aware, that he used to lure the kids into a back room to kill them. And he can move around in them pretty well, but one of the lore minigames in this game was he broke all the animatronics and presumably was trying to harvest remnant from them for reasons that I can explain later. Actually, yeah, so he was trying to harvest remnant probably, and the ghosts chased him into the back room, and he put on the suit because my guess is in the books, when he wears the suit, they don't recognize him as himself, and they think he's one of them.
Oh, so the animatronics.
So my guess is he was trying to get them to leave him alone, but that suit had been like getting rained on because there was a leak in the ceiling,
Oh no.
and water is bad plus spring locks. And it killed him, and Fazbear Entertainment sealed off the room. And yeah, he's just been sitting there for like 30 years.
They're just like, nope, not dealing with this today. Yeah, just put a wall here.
Like, we ain't touching that.
It's crazy. So, okay, to recap, Remnant is kind of like a ghost, electric ghost goo that's like attracted to metal or like works like is stored in metal sometimes. And
Yeah.
maybe this is a founder who founded the company to like lure in kids and like put on a suit to like give them
Yeah, I
false
don't
hope.
think it was initially to lure in kids, but eventually that ended up happening. And I'll
really?
get to that in FNAF 6.
Okay. So maybe you
Probably.
were good at some point, Afton. Maybe.
Debatable.
Yeah.
He was just less sketchy.
Afton was just misunderstood, okay? Totally. Liliana in chat saying, metal soul goo. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
basically.
Sounds catchy.
Yeah, so the the reason he's still alive in there after the 30 years is because of Remnant. It anchors souls. So he's probably somewhat possessing this suit, but he's also possessing his own corpse, and his corpse is alive.
It's alive? Inside?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I
And like, if you I'm not gonna ask you to look up the picture of what he looks like without the casing, but it's he should not be alive by any stretch of the imagination.
it's
Remnant
giving
is the only thing keeping William and determination are the only things
Yeah.
keeping this man going.
it was giving I was gonna say determination like Undertale.
Yeah.
Without any spoilers, yeah.
But yes, Remnant can be used to heal. Unlike in the books, it's able to cure this one girl of cancer. Um,
Aw.
and it's described as being like a source of power and life.
Would that be okay? Final question before moving on. Like, okay, if you get healed with Remnant, does that mean you'll like get taken over by memories that are like possessing you slowly, or like have two people in your head?
Well,
Oh,
I don't think it would be two people in your head unless you were like. Okay, here we go. In the last book of the novel trilogy, The Fourth Closet, there's this one dude named Carlton. And he
Carlton.
gets injected with remnant made from the souls of all the missing kids. And after getting injected with remnant, they're not in his head, but he can see them.
Okay.
And then one of them sort of gifts him a memory to keep him alive, but he doesn't like get overcome by it, but remnant can cause like hallucinations of memories.
Weird.
And sometimes they're not hallucinations.
I wonder what that must be
It's-
like if like you become Remnant and like part of you is injected into one person and part of you is injected to somebody else. That sounds so complicated.
Yeah,
but okay.
so in that book, they're their remnants getting injected into a whole bunch of different stuff, and so it sort of like splits them and their memories apart, but they're able to put it back together and then pass on.
Oh, that sounds like kind of a happy ending. Question mark. But wow.
Yeah. And William gets set on fire.
Because of course. Yeah, you weren't charred or just
happens a lot in
broken
this
enough. Maybe William just needs a break. Just a non-burn day. That could be nice.
He had a 30-year break.
I guess you're right. This is a 30-year time skip. Absolutely.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah, and after all the FNAF 3 stuff goes down, the location gets set on fire, but William escapes.
Weird. Okay. So William's alive and kicking somewhere. Somewhere out there.
Yep.
And perfect. I think this is for nice. 23 million views. What is it you think you see here? Oh, this
Yeah.
weird. So we're not in a pizza place?
This is incredibly complicated.
What game do you think you're playing? It doesn't seem like it's Freddy's anymore. I'll be honest, trailer.
It is. FNAF 4 is the one that everyone breaks their brain over.
The flashlight, that's so scary.
This game is probably the scariest one.
What have you brought? Oh, you played too much FNAF, player. They're in your house. At least we have doors. We have doors now. Check the closet. Oh, okay. Watch your back.
And they're also on the bed.
Just everywhere. That's even creepier.
Yep.
Oh, Bonnie.
And this is where we get into William Afton has something wrong with his brain.
Oh, as if that wasn't already established. Wow.
Yeah.
So creepy. Very cinematic, I have to say.
What are your guesses as to the story behind this game?
Okay.
They'll probably be wrong, I'm telling you now.
That's so creepy. It feels really similar to like the other games, like a pizza place with like these, and it's like going to Disneyland or something and Mickey Mouse tries to kill you. It's like supposed to be a safe place. Your favorite character. But now you're in the even safer place, your room, and oh, that's so creepy. Why would they be here? Like the first thing that comes to mind is like, this is a kid who thinks they're awake. I'm assuming we're a kid, I see toys, and it's like nightmares. And like this, you're just like having a bad dream. But I feel like that's not the case. It's like you think it is, then realize it's real. And like, That'd be horrifying. But why would they be here? Why would they just...
So
Okay.
we're basically playing as we are sort of playing as a kid, but in the sense that we are a not kid playing as a kid in dreams that were originally not dreams.
Okay. So I'm not a kid playing as a kid. So are these like
Okay.
dream
Yeah.
memories? Or like dreams mixed with
Yes.
memories? As like an adult's drama? I don't know. I'm trying to put
This
this
is the
together.
sort of like memory. Yeah, so these are basically memory dreams.
Memory dreams. Okay.
Because the guy we're playing as is the guard from the first game.
Really? That's crazy. Let's circle back.
You can, like, in the ambiance for this game, there's distorted audio of phone guy's call on the first night.
So you must have heard the first call, like whoever's dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Okay. Okay. So we're playing as
Yep.
you as a kid, question mark. Or like not as a kid,
No.
but like your dream is of a memory of the kid first
So
game guard.
this is Mike, right? He's sort of dreaming of something that did happen to his younger brother, who is dead. Presumably.
Okay.
I mean, the brother is dead, but like presumably happened to the brother.
Oh, that's so sad. So you had a
Yeah,
brother who died.
William was a terrible parent.
Were
Just,
you like working on an animatronic and they got loose or something?
No,
if, like,
this was
William's a
very
founder.
intentional. William intentionally did this to his youngest son,
That's even
as far as we can
worse.
tell. So, in one of the most recent FNAF books called Phobia, it's not about the same kid, but it's a relatively similar story because it's a pretty similar exact location to this, except there's
Okay.
like some differences in the toys and a few extra rooms. And this kid, every night experiences this game, basically.
Oh,
Except, at one point, he wakes up, and 10 years have passed.
that's so
And
trippy.
it turns out there's been this nightmare hallucination gas stuff that's been pumped into the room for 10 years, making him think that he was a kid and think that these animatronics are real. Because William Afton is a messed up dude who's like, you know what? Maybe I can make Remnant by making a child as scared as possible. Create massive amounts of fear and Remnant maybe. At least that's my assumption. And this area is actually connected to a location in the next game.
Really? Just a house. Just this random house. Which I guess isn't as random.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Wow.
it's not an actual house, it's underground.
This is or like the place connected or this is underground?
Both.
Both are underground? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
William was basically experimenting on his son with these nightmare experiments. And so kid's traumatized. And so you know the Markiplier bite of 87 meme?
yeah.
So that's the bite of 83, and that's this kid.
Oh, this game. Oh, this kid was bitten, and that's
Yep.
what caused.
And that is why he's dead, and he's probably one of the spirits possessing Golden Freddy, and that would be how he's able to give Mike these nightmares, because Mike is the one who stuck him in Fredbear's mouth.
Oh, okay. In Fredbear's mouth.
I mean, Mike
Oh,
did
the
not
bite.
intend
Yeah.
to kill him.
Oh, that was
But
Mike. Mike was the
That's
kid who
how it
like.
ended up working out.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay, just like a quick summary. So it seems like these are like complicated memories that aren't yours, or like the person dreaming, but it's like memory
Yes.
dreams of somebody else, and they might have
Mhm.
been experiments of like ethical question mark ways, like to make Remnant without killing people, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
basically.
And
The most
yeah.
ethical William gets in this series.
Yeah, people in chat saying that's just me on the weekend. 10 years, take a nap, and 10 years pass. Wow. But yeah, that's so creepy, and also like nothing I expected after seeing. So they're just like animatronics or like dolls that are here for some reason. Weird.
Mhm.
in this house, but maybe that makes
And
sense
the nightmare
because it's a
hallucination gas
nightmare.
makes them seem more real and lifelike,
Yeah.
and therefore scarier.
So that's why they look all different. Also, Bonnie has whiskers. Bonnie, your whiskers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Not the teeth, but wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, moving on for the sake of time. And nice. I'll switch over to World
Yeah,
also.
FNAF World is just a whole mess generally. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm not touching that because we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised by how much like people do know about these games, honestly, given how confusing and convoluted it seems to be. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So FNAF
See,
World
like if
teaser
you spend
trailer.
enough time with it, it starts making sense. But just like trying to explain it fast is harder.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
fair.
managed to cut down my timeline video to less than 30 minutes, but that was hard.
Wait, really? That's crazy. That's
Mhm.
crazy. Everyone go check out ID's FNAF timeline video. I'll have to go watch that after this.
Yeah.
Nice. So FNAF World. So
Oh,
Freddy.
yes.
So somehow we're connected. Question mark. They've stalked you. So FNAF 4. And we're seeing all of these masks. They have scared, absolutely.
This is probably I'll just let it speak for itself.
They've haunted you. I'm expecting like an eye to jump out of these empty eye sockets at some point. But no. Wait, it's so cute. Aw, what am I watching?
Played all the way through.
But you've played this. That's actually so cute.
Yes.
Also, I see a lot of random characters just out of nowhere.
It is the least. Yeah. So this has like every single character, and then a couple random ones.
Yeah, because. Wow. All these names. Okay, Foxy. Toys. Yeah. Ankle. Phantoms. JJ. Who's Jay?
Those are FNAF
Withered.
3 hallucinations.
Oh, I see. Nightmare. I saw Fredbear. So many. That's really funny. This is such a good trailer. Coming soon.
Yeah, and it's a fun game. People weren't super receptive to it when it came out though because it was so different.
Yeah, I bet it was such a surprise. Did people expect it?
Yeah.
Like was there a lot of talk about it before the trailer? Or was this like the first impression?
This was the first impression. This is I think. Other than okay, I wasn't there for it. So something else might have been first leading up to this. There was an image. So FNAF 4 was supposed to be the end again, right?
Yeah.
That happens a lot in this franchise. There was an image, and like over time, it was like on Scott's website, and over time, the animatronics would be replaced by their little goofy versions like this.
Oh, that's so cute. Weird.
Yeah.
Also, just tiny Foxy, randomly. So many
Its
different
lore
characters.
relevance is a bit up for debate, but Scott originally made it to have tie-ins to the lore. The ending I got for this game, with chat helping me because I was just confused as to what I was doing most of the time. My sense of direction's garbage. Anyway.
Oh, felt.
But the one ending I got is called the clock ending, and it's basically you have to find these clocks all around the world, and using them you are setting up these things that are clues in FNAF 3.
Okay.
And if you act on these clues in FNAF 3 properly, there's this mini game that you can do called Happiest Day, where you're playing as a spirit with the puppet mask.
Okay.
And you go into this room with if you don't do all the mini games, there'll just be one kid maskless at a table. Sad.
Aww.
If you do all the mini games, there are 4 other kids there, one with each of the main 4 animatronics masks. And you go up to the kid at the table, put a cake there. The kid gets a golden Freddy mask. And then all the spirits disappear, their masks fall to the ground, and the balloons they were holding float up into the sky.
Oh, so like moving on? Question mark. Like somehow some of
Yep.
them, except for whoever has the golden mask. So this
Yeah,
is
so the
whoever
thing is,
maybe like the thought
that
process.
game has two
Yeah.
endings, and that's how you get the good ending.
Okay.
The
Weird.
issue is, it seems like that might not have happened, given later entries of the series. Like, the puppet's definitely still around. Golden Freddy's still around. Unclear as to the other kids, but they might be.
Because no one
knows?
goes away. They always come back.
Yeah.
That's
Or it
funny.
could be a case where they're able to move on if they so desire, but are actively choosing not to, which is also a thing that they can do based on the books. There's this one kid in there who could move on pretty, like, relatively early on in his death because he didn't have a ton of unfinished business, but he made friends with another ghost and wanted to help him out, so he stuck around.
Aw. Weird. Okay, so it might not have happened. Or maybe it did, and they just like stayed.
Or maybe he didn't, they're still here. I don't know.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on?
But weird. So this game is kind of like the clues, or like maybe.
Yeah, so this is
yeah.
setting up the clues for
Okay.
how to get the things.
So it's sort of connected, totally. Maybe.
Yeah.
So nice. I love this character. There's so many. I know it has arms
Mangle.
and legs everywhere. This is Mangle. Super cute.
This is mangled.
Aw.
Yep.
This also
There's
feels
also
like
like
stand up.
another ending that's sort of lore related, or at least will be when we get to Ultimate Custom Night, where if you go too far into like these glitches, you come across this dude named Old Man Consequences. And he doesn't do a ton here, but if you go into there's Old Man Consequences is fishing. And if you go into the lake, you'll eventually be able to find this. Well, you'll eventually start falling and come across this picture of a person with two smaller people on either side of him. And I think it's called Happiest Day. I don't know.
So it's kind of
We're
connected.
still not totally sure what that's about, but I have guesses, but like who
Wow.
knows?
That's so that's so specific. The fact you know this off the top of your
Yeah.
head. That's so impressive. Wow. So maybe this is relevant somehow. Maybe FNAF World
Maybe.
has more connections.
Either way, Old Man Consequences is incredibly relevant to Ultimate Custom Night, so I just figured I'd mention him now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to keep Old Man Consequences in mind. Next is sister location. Trailer 1. The quality's already so much higher of trailer.
Yeah. This is a cool one.
So it's like flashbacks to the old games. Yeah.
One of them's the FNAF 3 is technically a flash forward, as is FNAF 1.
Or like 30 years.
Probably.
So this is also a prequel, kind of, to FNAF 1. It's something.
I think it's a prequel. Some people don't think it's a prequel. It's a whole mess.
It's a game. We can agree on that much. Wow.
Yeah.
Deep below ground. Is
The
this the one that's
underground?
similar to FNAF 4?
Yes. This is the location it's connected to.
Weird. Where memory is asleep. It's like remnant. Staying or sleeping, maybe. And anger is restless. I love all the new designs. Or old designs if it's a prequel. The secrets don't keep. Also, some are humanoid, which is weird.
Yep.
And there's this one that we're leading up to. This reveal. Oh hi. That's creepy.
Circus baby.
Circus baby. So sister location. Sister location. So my first thought, and that like ending. Oh, you don't know what we've been through. The video has no
Yep.
closed captions, but weird. So I will say my first impression
It gives me chills.
as someone like blind to the games, I could see like someone thinking this, like, oh, this is Freddy Fazbear's sister, baby, and this is
Kinda
baby's
close.
location. But
I mean, sorta. It's
Yeah.
not Freddy's sister.
oh, someone's sister, creepy. Is it like okay?
Yeah.
This is just a harebrained theory, but like if there was a kid, or maybe Michael ? Who were like experimented on in the house, Is this like another place the sister was
Probably
kept and
not Michael,
experimented
but
on?
his brother, yes.
Weird.
Yeah, that's kind of close.
Like lots of kids in different places being
Yep.
experimented on or whatever.
Yeah.
Creepy.
So what happened here is originally Circus Baby's eyes were blue, and now they're green because the kid she killed was green-eyed.
Oh, so this reveal,
It's
this reveal like is super big. Of like green eyes.
yeah,
Weird.
because in the lore mini games in this game, you're playing as a blue-eyed circus baby, which is like okay, this is a little weird. And you're like giving cupcakes and stuff to kids, but there's always at least 2 kids on every screen.
Okay.
In the main game, Circus Baby has a whole speech if you go into this one area where she talks about how on like the first day of Circus Baby's Pizza World being open, she felt this impulsive need to count how many people were in the room and as they went in and out. And how something changed when there was one. And how she can still hear her sometimes.
That's so creepy.
And at the end of that lore minigame, you find an ice cream cone and you bring it back to the very beginning of the game. And this little girl comes walking out. You give her the ice cream, and as soon as she's close enough to grab it, a giant metal claw comes out of Baby's torso and grabs the girl.
Okay.
And you hear a scream.
So like animatronics made to like know when there's no one around and like grab a kid.
Yeah, so William made these things specifically to kill kids.
That's creepy. William, maybe you never were great. Maybe you were always horrible.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is somewhere on the timeline, ? And
Yeah.
so Baby had a location and was also made to like trap kids. I wonder if the other animatronics were too, or just Baby. These others
They
that
are,
we see.
yeah. We see blueprints of them. Like Funtime Foxy has voice mimicking protocols or something. Funtime Freddy has like a child-sized space where like you can literally see the shape of the child inside his torso.
That's so creepy. Just inside, because of course.
Yeah.
So they just hide them inside. I wonder if this was like before the others. Or the others gave often inspiration.
Yeah, so this
after
is when
stuffing
William
them.
was still working for Fazbear Entertainment because he had to talk. So the beginning of this, you know what? We gotta pull up the speech. It's a good speech.
Oh, the speech.
William. Okay. Intro. Cutscene. Sister. Location. Let's see. Is this the one? Okay. I am going to give you the link to this because it's really good and it gives me chills every time.
Okay. Let's just copy the link. And perfect. Okay. Let's open the link here.
There's no
here we are.
doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand.
Design
We were hoping
choices.
that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Allen.
And then zoom in on the face. What a way to start a game. What a way to start a game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And this is the menu screen.
And that's the first time we got the killer name dropped in the game.
This long, it was just purple guy. Or springtrap.
Yeah.
And now you have a name.
Before this, books had come out having the killer named William Afton, but Scott had said that the books were a different continuity, so we weren't sure if it was the same situation in the games.
That's
And this was
crazy.
confirmation, yes, this killer's still William Afton.
I mean, I have to say, it sounds like this animatronic can do everything. You know, ice cream, balloons.
Ice cream,
super
balloons,
cozy.
killing kids.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah, just skip over that one part. But wow. And so that's what this game is about. Like, animatronics
Yeah,
from
so
players.
this game,
Yeah.
this game, you play as Michael Afton,
Okay.
going down to. He's been hired at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals, which came after the initial restaurant kind of ended with the death of William's daughter.
Aw. Which is Circus
And
Baby?
he
Question mark?
wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And William told Mike, hey, go put your sister back together. And Mike's like, what? So he went, because, like, he wanted to help his sister. He had done enough bad things in his life, what with accidentally killing his brother.
Aw.
And he goes there, and he figures out that Circus Baby's his sister, and he tries to help her. But all the Funtime animatronics think that he's his dad. And so they lure him into this room called the Scooping Room. And they don't want to be trapped in this location anymore. So they use the scooper on Mike to remove his internal organs and use him as a skin suit to walk out.
Because yeah, you do that all the time, as one does. Yeah.
One does. And the thing is, it didn't kill Mike, because the scooper was also a remnant injector.
Oh, and Remnant kept Michael alive or around? Question mark.
Yeah, so he was possessing his own corpse.
Sort of like Springtrap, like you mentioned before.
Yes.
William was possessing that corpse
Like
too.
father, like son.
Yeah.
He's got a whole speech. I think I have it memorized. Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
A round of applause. That was so good. And it does sound a lot like how William was speaking in the intro cutscene. I feel like they talk similarly. But wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of like narrative parallels, but like foil between William and Michael.
also, what a weird time. What a horrible time to have family resemblance. Working down here. That's rough. That's crazy. Yeah, and chat, imagine having robot spaghetti wriggling in your body and you can't do anything about it. Ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
And one of the robot spaghetti is your sister.
That's creepier. Like other people
Yep.
possessing you and you're possessing you too, and like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole mess. And like there's a really funny series of cutscenes after so in the custom night portions of Sister Location,
Mm.
after you like beat various challenges or whatever, you get these little cutscenes that are like, okay, this is Michael, he's walking down the street, he's looking a little decayed now. Oh no, he's turning blue. Okay, he's purple now. Oh, he's throwing up the robots into the sewers. Oh, he's standing up. Oh no.
That's funny. Also, if Michael is purple, does that mean
And
that
all with this super upbeat music in the background, and it's hilarious.
just like a happy normal day, just walking along? That's crazy. I wonder if anyone saw like a notice. That'd be creepy.
Oh, they did.
Oh,
The entire game is like you're walking down the street, people are waving to you at first, and as the days go by and you're looking more and more decayed, they're just like, what? And then they're hiding behind their houses.
that's a really funny detail, I think, to just include.
Yeah.
But wow. Yeah. I wonder if William often went through the same thing and like is purple because of that, or if that's just like a callback.
No, he was alive. Scott afterwards, it was sort of an Easter egg being like, oh, these two characters are related. But Scott did say that Purple Guy wasn't actually purple.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Someone in chat is wanting me to show you the mini games.
All the mini games.
Michael Afton walking cutscenes.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We have to experience this, totally.
It is the funniest thing to me. I think I had this as my ringtone for a while.
A ring. Okay. Well, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Yeah. I'm so happy. This feels so different from other cutscenes.
Yeah. And it's kind of slow, so you can speed it up if you want.
Oh, okay. 2 times speed. 2 times speed.
That's quality.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll just speed run through. Just walking around. Okay, this is kind of long. This is a 4-minute video. This is a 4-minute video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I too watch it on 2 times speed. It makes it funnier.
That's funny. Just walking along. There's a creepy sewer, but like, yeah, just a normal day. Do you look paler
And
or
maybe
like
you'll
darker?
notice the skin tone is slightly lighter.
Oh, it's lighter. Like grayish or something.
It's got like a tint of like yeah.
That one
That
person.
one dude's just like what?
That one person.
And now he's like visibly green.
Yeah. The fact that some other people are still waving. It's funny.
I'm like, yeah, maybe he's just sick. He's just under the weather.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know, an extra from a zombie movie. Absolutely. Oh, the hunch too. You good?
Poor
You good,
dude.
Mike?
He's going bald.
That's rough. They're like, what's happening exactly? Oh, just all purple. Or like fangs. Hiding behind
And
the
this
house.
isn't even the end of it. His teeth are falling out.
Oh. So there's
And
still
the
more.
final stage of decomposition.
Oh, but purple. You good? You good, Mike?
No.
Just looking down. Oh, and something's happening. Ew. Creepy.
Projectile vomited into the sewers.
That's rough, and then you're just
And-
gone.
And there's baby saying you won't die repeatedly.
Oh, he's here.
He stands up.
And there's
The
eyes.
end.
All the eyes opening in the sewer. That's creepy.
Yep.
That's so creepy. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
So they all left, and Mike was just there, like still possessing the body here.
Yeah.
Like all the others.
So this is where I'm going to explain the whole Mike being all the guards situation.
Okay.
So I think that sister location, Mike going into the place. So order of events. There's the whole bite in 83. I think Elizabeth's death, which is the sister's name,
Okay.
happens in between 83 and 85. 85 is when William kills the 5 kids.
85. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's suspected for the whole situation, so my guess is, like, at that point, Fazbear wouldn't be willing to let him make the animatronics, so that's why I have Elizabeth dying before that.
Okay.
And I think it's around then that Michael goes to sister location, because he has his whole speech about, I'm going to come find you, and then he keeps ending up at Fazbear locations almost immediately after, or relatively soon after, William was there.
Weird. So they're looking for William.
Because William was presumably, like, one of the guards at FNAF 2 before Jeremy. And Fritz Smith gets fired for the same reasons Mike gets fired in FNAF 1. And Mike is, in FNAF 1, is definitely Michael Afton.
I see. So all the connections are just adding up. Wow.
Yeah, so Fritz gets fired, and then Mike gets fired, and then FNAF 3 is also presumably him because we see hallucinations of animatronics from both FNAF 2 and FNAF 1.
So it would have had to been someone who's worked
and then-
at both places.
Yep.
And William was already there, so it couldn't be William.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There are some people who think it's a different guy who's William's former business partner. But he never went to the FNAF 2 as far as we can tell, because Phone Guy was trying to get in contact with him, right? And then
okay.
he also probably wasn't involved with FNAF 1. And then there are some people who think it's a character from the books, but that guy died after one night, so I doubt it. And the
I mean,
books are
maybe.
dubiously,
funny.
like, the books are a weird situation because they're canon to the series, but they're potentially different continuities, and it's a whole debate.
So it's like there are similarities. It's like giving clues, but
Yeah.
they're not like actually
But
things
there
that
are still
happened
differences.
in the same world. Kind of, but like they're
Not
canon.
necessarily, yeah.
Question mark. Okay. Okay.
It's like a AU sort of situation.
Ooh. I think that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Next is FNAF 6. Oh, is this one of the mini games? It feels very mini gamey.
Pizzeria Simulator. This is like the very opening of the game. You only see this minigame once.
It's so cute. Is this called Golden Freddy here? Or just regular Freddy? Maybe the lighting's weird.
Unsure. Could be either.
It's changing me red. It's creepy. Is this like the opposite of FNAF World? Where it starts cutesy and
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
the bill comes due. The ticking. Oh, we're back in creepy. You made this worse. Are we interviewing? We're interviewing. Just animatronics.
Basically.
It's your job interview, totally. Oh, and baby.
Yep.
I have so many questions. And okay.
Nice.
Okay. I don't like those big holes in the wall. That's so ominous.
Yeah.
No one will miss you or remember. Oh, creepy. It seems like there's multiple Freddys too, or like bears.
Yeah. So one of them is Lefty. This one's Molten Freddy.
Okay, Molten Freddy. This red effect. Okay, so there's Molten Freddy, there's the baby, question mark, there's Springtrap or something that looks like Springtrap.
Yeah.
And this other bear. So this is, you said Lefty?
Yes.
Okay. And I have 6.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator.
Nice.
You're not
The jump
who I
scare.
expected to see.
You're not who I expected. I feel
No,
like so
lore
many lore
guesses.
drops come from Baby.
Yeah.
I think my theory is Baby's trying to tell us a story. Totally.
There's a different character trying to tell us a story that doesn't appear in this trailer. He has got 3 of them, and they confuse people.
So this is Lefty. I'm assuming because of like the left eye. And
Probably.
this feels like we're not looking at security cameras, but like we're like in a back room somewhere. Is there like a good shot we can get of, yeah, like order utensils, order pizza? We're like a manager or like the staffer who does all the managerial work. And let's just spare more plates. Because why not do this at like 2
There's a
a.m.?
video that might help clear things up. Pizzeria Simulator intro PowerPoint.
There's a PowerPoint.
There's a PowerPoint.
Because
I'm
the
gonna
just
see if I can
wasn't
find it.
just wasn't clear enough. So we'll just give you a PowerPoint to make everything make sense.
Intro cutscene, maybe? Okay. Yeah, this might work a little bit better as a information-wise trailer.
Oh, okay. You can check this out. So this is the intro cutscene. I feel like I've heard this music.
It's a new day. It's your time
Yeah.
to shine.
And this is
It's time to take your career
like the phase.
into your own hands. You've saved money your whole life. Great. Now it's time
Not
to
bad.
put all your eggs into one basket and take a huge gamble on your future.
Yeah,
A
totally.
gamble that comes with a 100% chance
yeah.
of success in some cases.
In some cases.
What are we talking about?
Yeah,
We're talking
sometimes.
about becoming a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee. That's right, restaurant ownership and management. Something almost
like recruiting
anyone
people
can
to
do
make
with a limited degree of
restaurants.
success.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's a lot of money to invest, but everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
That
everybody.
means it's safe and lucrative. With your
Definitely
initial
safe.
investment, you'll receive everything you need
This
to
is so
get
funny.
started, including a small room, some tables, and
That's all you
electricity.
need.
But don't forget,
If you have
about
those
the
3
money you
things,
had
you're
left
actually at
over after
Freddy's.
buying your franchise
Wherever you
package.
are.
Use it to decorate, buy a stage,
Oh,
buy
Freddy.
attractions and animatronics, and much, much more. Now, let's take a look
Pro
at a few
tips.
things that will help you get started
Is
as
the
a
smile
Fazbear
for me?
Entertainment franchisee, such as atmosphere. Making sure your establishment has
Jeez,
the
it's so
right
real.
atmosphere is essential to bringing in new customers. Entertainment. Having a lot of entertainment value in your restaurant
Balloons.
will ensure that
It reminds me of
customers
Circus
come back.
Baby, like making balloons.
Bonus revenue. Coin-operated games and attractions can generate additional revenue during
Saving
money
money's
is
for
for nerds.
nerds.
more money in your
Yeah.
pocket, ready for reinvestment. Health and safety. There may be times when you
I'll
purchase
take
something
it.
of questionable quality, and we don't blame you. Cutting corners is just good business. But there
Totally.
are steps you can take to
Totally.
ensure
I
you
can
don't
reduce
get sued.
casualties
And that brings us to
and the expression too.
liability. Being a thrifty shopper is smart.
Sold as
but
is.
be
You
aware
might
that
die.
buying
Sold as
things
is.
on
You might
sale
die.
comes with
Totally.
A certain amount of risk. Aside from the daily risk of lawsuits, there's also the risk that
Lawsuits.
something might be hiding inside whatever you just purchased
Oh.
with that steeply discounted price tag.
That's oddly
Of
specific,
course,
narrator.
that would only be a serious danger if there were something outside.
You can't
that's
prove-
been
It's also
planted
correct.
for
This was
months
like a
now,
thread.
which we are not confirming to be the case.
It
This
is.
includes the amount of help we are legally obligated to provide. Remember, you are now the face of the newly rebranded
Okay.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Nice.
Wear that smile with pride, and let's make some money. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for disappearance, death, or dismemberment.
The ending. That's funny.
Great job. It looks like you're getting the hang of this. Now let's just
Oh, these are
focus
just
on
all the
getting you.
cutscenes.
But these are other cutscenes. Oh, I see. The intro. I feel like that really explains some things. Yeah, totally. You know, if you're ever desperate for a job, just have a room, a table, a power outlet, and thumbs, and you'll be fine. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, super safe.
Yes, that gives a better idea of what you're doing in the game.
And this one, okay. So we're like running everything, which makes sense while we're there after hours. Wow. Best disclaimer ever. No, for real, Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what story do you think is going on here?
So, okay, some of the dialogue. Like, no one will remember you. I think there was one that said, like, you're not who we expected. You made this worse.
Yeah, Baby says
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You're not
And
who I expected.
I wonder who Baby expected. Did Baby expect Michael, question mark?
Presumably
And like, it's
William,
not
based
Michael.
on something she says later in the game.
Oh, expecting William. I kind of assumed William was there because of the one that looked like Springtrap. But
Yeah, he is. He has a line in the game where he's like, I kind of knew that the call was deceptive, but I'm just interested to see what's going down here.
I'm just here because it's been 30 years, probably more
I'm here
than
because
30
I'm
years.
intrigued.
I got bored. Wow.
I don't get out much.
Yeah. So Baby has green eyes. So it's like the same. So all those
That's
somehow
Elizabeth, yeah.
everything that was inside of Michael, like has is Baby the only one?
Yeah, so what
I don't think there are
happened
others.
is after projectile vomiting entered, which is what all of them together are, into the
Okay.
sewers. Baby was being too bossy, so the rest of the animatronics kicked her out. And now they're Molten Freddy, and she is Scrap Baby.
So they're this one. So they're not on good terms, but
That's
they're
the other
still like
sister
in the same
location
place. So this one. This is a jump scare happening. So this is Molten Freddy here, and
Mhm.
okay, so they're all back here together, and
Yeah.
Springtrap Dew, who looks different this time.
Yep.
Creepy.
Yeah, so with his design looks pretty different, and my guesses here are remnant healing because he has a lot more like fleshy bits than Springtrap did.
Yeah. Is that forehead? Is that
And
actually like in the hole? Is that like a person's forehead?
yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, and so that and he seems to have like replaced parts of his suit as well with others. Maybe Golden Freddy? Unclear.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just
Yeah.
another spring body
Just
suit. We know there were multiple.
renovation, totally. Oh, or another suit. I see. So it's like a lot of characters coming back, like a lot of callbacks. And
Yeah,
the
so
interview
this
thing.
yeah.
What did the
And
checklist say?
Lefty actually is
Yeah.
an acronym standing for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract.
Oh yeah, this other one with like the eye blotted out. Yeah.
Yep.
So luring. So Lefty's luring something. Eyes something
Yep.
else dangerous.
And the reason it's
Creepy.
here is it did that successfully.
Okay.
So this game is essentially getting all of the remnant possessed stuff into one place to get burned.
Or do they get rid of it forever?
And
Or
That's
just
that's
wrap
the
up the games.
that was Henry's hope. Um
Oh, and I think someone in chat
That was the
mentioned
hope, and
Henry
then we got more
a little bit
games.
too. A little earlier. Henry.
so you remember the interview scenes?
Yeah. With the checkboards
So
or interviewing
during
the
that you
animatronics.
hear these, yeah, it's not really interviews so much as you're salvaging them, and you're required to by your contract.
Okay.
And there's a tape with some guy's voice, like walking you through it and giving you instructions. And that is Henry Emily, William Afton's former business partner.
Okay. So this is the person who was like not really around for, I think you said FNAF 2 and some of the
Yeah.
others who's just like been,
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
pretty much ditched after his daughter died.
so one of the kids who's died up to this point, maybe one we know, was Henry's daughter.
Yes. His
Okay.
daughter is possessing the puppet.
Okay. And the one from that like
And
first
she's
cutscene.
presumably William's first victim.
So it started there.
Yeah.
And okay. Yeah, that would make things complicated. Yeah, so I know we run a
Yeah.
business together,
In
but
the books.
you know you're a kid.
Yeah, in
That
the
was
books,
me.
William has this whole jealousy issue where like he has these journals where he was flip-flopping between extreme jealousy and near worship of Henry. And there's a mini game in Pizzeria Simulator that there's a couple mini games that seem to be somewhat related to this. But there's
Okay.
one where you're playing as the puppet and you see that these kids have locked this little girl outside.
Aw.
And you go outside to go get her because your job is to keep her inside the building. But it's raining, and you eventually find her body, and then the puppet crawls over to it and collapses on top of it, and that is how Charlie Emily possesses the puppet.
That's so sad. Like the puppet was just trying,
Yeah.
I'm assuming like with programming or something to like save the kid. And, aw. And that's how the possession happened.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like less or like more wholesome than like getting murdered and stuffed. Like, I guess it's kind of the same, but.
Yeah.
Aw.
And the thing is, this seems to be what inspired William to start doing stuff. Because before this, the puppet didn't have tear streaks on its mask, but after this, when Charlie possessed it, it did.
And so that's how William knew it was possessed? Or
So
like
William
a
would have
sign?
seen this, looked into it, and been like, yo, can I replicate this? Especially if he found out what remnant was and what it could do.
I see. So that like snowballed into everything. And
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, some people place the crying child's, so his son's death, before that. But I think that's a bit more unlikely given the whole nightmare experiment situation, which William would need a reason to think was a thing to do.
Yeah.
And
okay.
William was like actively like trying to make the kid scared of animatronics. So
So to
and there's
do-
this whole thing about like remember what
Yeah.
you saw. And there's another mini game in Pizzeria Simulator that I think is like it's called Later That Night.
Later
And
That
it's a
Night.
rainy night. You're driving in a purple car just like the one that purple guy came out of when he killed Charlie in FNAF 2. And you eventually go to your house and there's a whole thing about like different characters having different color associations. And I think it's William, and he's in this mini game, he's yellow. And that causes a bit of debate, but I think it makes sense given
wearing
his
the outfit?
association with Spring Bonnie, and we're actually playing as him in this minigame.
Yeah.
And his text color is canonically yellow in a few places.
Okay.
Um,
So that's after
basically,
killing
you drive
the
around
kid who became the puppet. Okay.
after killing Charlie. He eventually like makes it back home, and presumably Michael is on the couch based on the color of his shirt and text, watching TV, which is also something Michael does in Sister Location. He's like the only character we've seen do that. And then William finds out that one of his kids ran away. One of his sons ran away. And he's like, he'll be sorry when he gets back. And I think that's when he decided to do the nightmare experiments on the crying child.
Oh, wow. Just like his punishment, but also because like you knew, or William knew at that point about remnant ? Or...
Yeah. And the
So
thing is, I
creepy.
think that the crying child, yeah, because William says, oh, he ran off to that place again, and so I think that the crying child went to the restaurant and saw Charlie's body, and so
Just
William
outside, yeah.
decided to freak him out about the place to keep him out of the way.
So like yeah, so he wouldn't say anything. That's so creepy. And then that's why
Yeah.
the like intentionally scaring the kid with animatronics. Like that's part of the reason why maybe.
Mhm.
Like the other thing is
Yeah,
like fear
this way he
causing.
puts the
Yeah.
blame on the animatronic for killing Charlie and not any person.
Which I guess is kind of clever, but like that's so messed up. Wow.
Yep.
So much backstory. Wow.
Yeah. This game was sort of supposed to be like tying up most of the loose ends.
Okay. So sort of like FNAF 3 was. Just like, yeah, wrap up the trilogy. Now wrap up the whatever the word is for
Yeah.
6 things. Yeah.
Yeah, so with this, basically Henry set this whole thing up as a trap and like probably pretended to be William, being like, yo, any animatronics, we've got Remnant here, you want Remnant?
And that's why
Which is why
Baby
William's
thought,
like, this is obviously fake, but I do want Remnant.
I see. And so that's why Baby thought that William was the one here. Or like
Yeah.
that. That makes sense.
She has this whole thing at the end of the game where she starts giving a speech about like how he set this up just for us. I'll make you proud, Daddy.
Aw.
And then Henry comes in. Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still remember that name. And there's this whole speech, and it's pretty
Wow.
cool. And he's like, the past will finally like, and everything will be forgotten as it should be. All that stuff. And then Fazbear Entertainment is dissolved, or something, and but only temporarily because then FNAF Help Wanted comes out.
Yeah, Jot was saying, yeah, good thing this is the last game, totally. Wow.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think Scott was actually planning on this being the last game, given he like made Ultimate Custom Night, which was originally going to be DLC for this, and then it got too
Oh,
big.
I see. Better show. Oh, everyone wants to watch the cutscene. I think I just found it.
Oh,
FNAF
okay.
6 ending cutscene. I think I have it.
If
Question
it's
mark.
the completion ending, yeah,
Okay.
probably.
I think this is
It'll
the
be
one.
pretty obvious pretty
You
quickly.
played
This.
right into our
Okay.
hands.
Yes.
Okay, it's this one.
Did you
Perfect.
really think that
Buckle in,
this
everybody.
job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered
And this is
them all
Baby's
together
speech.
in
Okay.
one place,
Mm-hmm.
just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place.
So
Just
creepy.
for us. A gift.
Yeah, the
Now
murder
we can
programming is a
do
bit
what we were
strong.
created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy.
That's so
Watch.
sad.
Listen and be
Yeah.
full.
Like full of remnants.
Connection terminated. I'm
Someone
sorry to
else.
interrupt you, Elizabeth. If
And
you
this is
still even
Henry.
remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to
Okay,
receive
the
a
music's
gift,
incredible.
nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize.
The
You don't
writing.
even realize that you are trapped.
Yeah.
Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will.
The
This
song's
is where your
swelling.
story ends.
They're all in the
Oh.
basement.
You, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although
Probably my
there
Not
was a
intended
way
for
out
you.
planned for you,
Okay.
I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are
And the
right where
temperature
you want
in
to
the bottom
be.
right.
I am remaining as well.
Yep.
I am
And
nearby.
Henry's here.
This place will not
Just
be
in a vent
remembered,
somewhere.
and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away. as
So all these shots of
agony
the old place
every
is.
tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors,
So creepy.
be still and give up your spirits. They don't
The
belong
plot
to
twist.
you. For most
Plot
of you,
twist.
I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole.
So after.
Don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if
Okay.
you can hear me, I knew you would return as well.
Why does this go so hard?
So the thing that Lefty was luring was the puppet.
I'm sorry that on that day,
And that was
the day
inside.
you were shut out and left to die.
Mhm.
No one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours.
Aw, is this
And
with the
then
kid
what
outside?
became of you?
This is that
I should have
cutscene.
known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then,
Aw,
so let me save you now.
oh, that's
It's
so
time to
sad.
rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms.
I'm assuming
This
this is the other
ends
cutscene
for
with like
all
the
of us
puppet and the
in
masks.
communication.
Yeah,
And that's the end.
that's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that last one was another FNAF 2 one that I forgot, showing that the puppet helped the spirits anchor themselves to the animatronics,
Oh, I see.
gave them life.
I feel like I've heard that don't keep the devil waiting, old friend, like in an edit somewhere, like out of
Yes.
context. That's crazy. This is
Yeah.
where it comes from.
It's a solid line.
What a cutscene. And the music, it was kind of giving like Stranger Things too. So this is like everything coming together and just resolving. You
Yep.
burn the animatronics. You saved all the souls except for one kind of who is punished or like something. Wow.
The thing is, if a spirit isn't willing to move on, they won't, even if they're burned. And that's how we get ultimate custom nights.
Because of course, the final game.
Yeah.
Totally. Ultimate custom night.
Nervous for this, but
This is the
But this
trailer.
is
We have someone.
Hey guys, so,
YouTubers.
City office is here, so you can actually customize the offices now. And there's challenges
Doggo.
here as well.
I don't
loads
remember the
of
first one.
challenges that we can do.
There's so many animatronics. The music again.
20 difficulty. 20 difficulty.
There's so many animatronics.
Freddy!
The ultimate custom night is not something to mess around with.
There are
This
over
is
50.
The ultimate
Over
custom night.
50.
Yeah, because there are 50 on the main screen. And then there are a bunch of secret ones.
Oh, I see. That's crazy. I think I've seen like this menu before of all the animatronics. There's like lots of new ones too,
Yeah.
or something. And somehow it's canon. I'm assuming.
Yes.
New challengers appeared.
It is actually incredibly important.
Something's doing it over and over again. Oh, the song.
Alright.
Wow. Oh, the
The
space.
ultimate custom night had like an official trailer.
Yeah. I think this is the closest, maybe. So yeah, all these YouTubers. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But, okay. So there are lots of animatronics. And it reminds me a little, like, first impressions of FNAF 4. Like, someone's memories, and they're just reliving
Good.
things, maybe. But who would remember every animatronic?
Pretty close.
Maybe. Because there are also new ones, or, like, animatronics we haven't seen before. I think. Like the frog.
Some of them appear in like FNAF 6.
Oh, okay. So they're not all new, maybe. Weird.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
not like super lore relevant until this game, where the ghost keeping William trapped in this nightmare coma is
Okay.
speaking through them.
So this is William. This is William,
Yes.
like, experiencing all of this, all these memories. And a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So like a mad
But
ghost.
what's fun is the menu theme. The menu music is titled isotrophobia, which is the fear of mirrors or reflections. So it's
Mirrors or
the fear of
reflections.
everything that William inflicted on everyone else.
Like hurting others so you never get hurt yourself, which is so twisted, but that's kind of, or like not exactly, but kind of. Like that was
Yeah,
the greatest
so
fear.
William's put in the position that all the night guards in the series mostly Michael, got put in through
Yeah, so
due
like,
to his murders.
yeah, karma. Like never ending or like over and over repeated karma.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Trash
So
in the
what
gang.
happened here is the vengeful spirit. Yeah. The vengeful spirit, Golden Freddy, one of the Golden Freddy spirits. So like the kid who got killed and put into Golden Freddy, presumably.
Okay.
So not
Not
the
the other.
grandchild.
Yeah.
Was incredibly mad at William for the whole murdering thing.
As you would be.
And wasn't willing to let him move on to the afterlife, and wasn't willing to move on to the afterlife. And Charlie is also probably there for a variety of reasons. Because she's taken all these kids under her wing, and she is going to protect them if at all possible.
Aw.
And the reason, so this is where Old Man Consequences becomes relevant, because, like, in FNAF World, he's just kind of there, but in this, he seems to be, like, some sort of, like, entity that warns, that, like, there's a way to get a special mini-game with him, where he warns Golden Freddy to, leave the demon to his demons, and rest.
Aw. Because Golden Freddy's like causing
Does
this
it
over
work?
and over.
No. Yes.
This just goes on forever.
And because of this, William Afton is still around to cause more problems in the future.
So the game ends, question mark, at some point, maybe.
No, this is just like you keep going, but then like
Or like in the
the
timeline.
timeline continues.
If
Yeah.
William appears again. Weird.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I see so many. I feel like a lot of these are new faces. But yeah, like all the animatronics. It looks like a jack-o'-lantern. Is that Chica? A
Yeah,
jack-o'-lantern
that's a
Chica.
FNAF 4 DLC one. It's Jacko
Wow.
Chica.
So many. But yeah, so this is like Afton's personal hell then, or like punishment. By
Yeah.
not the crying child,
Nightmare
but the
come up.
other Golden Freddy ghost. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Oh, Cassie. I never noticed Foxy the
Cassidy,
parrot.
not Cassidy.
Oh,
Cassie's a
Cassidy.
different character.
Cassie's a character too. Cassidy. Okay, so this is all Cassidy's doing, and
Cassie
ultimate
comes up in ruin.
consequences is trying to stop
It's like,
this.
you should probably stop. But no. Refusal.
I mean, you have to give it to them determination. But wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Charlie has a line in this where she says that the others are like animals, but she's very aware. So that's part of the reason I think she's still around.
Oh, I see.
Because like all of these are
Yeah.
just like manifestations created by Golden Freddy, except for Charlie, who is aware and there.
So the others are like memories or hallucinations, like all of that from Golden Freddy.
Yeah.
And Charlie's like there
Yeah.
too. I see. Okay.
And if you beat the game on the hardest game mode, so all 50 animatronics on this screen, on max difficulty, you get a cutscene of Golden Freddy twitching off into the distance.
So the Golden Freddy stays active? Or is that like meant to show?
Yeah.
Okay, like it just keeps going. That's crazy. Also, how would you beat this game? It seems like it'd be hard enough with like the regular 5.
Yeah, it's RNG. Very RNG.
That's insane. Maybe
Like,
someday.
it took weeks, and Dako cried when he beat it.
So Doggo,
Understandably.
you did it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Someone else beat it before him, but I don't remember who it was, because I mostly paid attention to I'm mostly aware of Dako doing it because he then got an interview with Scott Cawthon.
Oh, wow. I think I've heard about that. I've never seen it, but I heard that was one of, because Scott doesn't
pretty
do a
cool.
lot of interviews or something. But wow.
Yeah, he's not super active.
That's crazy. And next we have Help Wanted. VR Help Wanted. Teaser. VR.
The beginning of Arc 2.
The second story arc. These screens.
Yep.
Creepy. I feel like FNAF would be even more terrifying in VR. Like first person's bad enough, but
Yeah,
uh,
and that's why I don't play it.
and the static. Oh, it's back. Freddy's like, yeah, you missed me. Wow. They'll never let us rest. You're so right in chat. Absolutely, EJ. Help Wanted. Could that have two like meanings too? Yeah? Like yeah,
Yes.
you need help, and also we're hiring. So that was a teaser. I think there's a full trailer too. Yeah, I think we could watch the full trailer and then like get into it. Steel Wall, Lionsgate. Okay.
That's the company that made the game.
Is this Phone Guy? Phone Guy's back.
Oh god!
We love Phone Guy. Absolutely.
This game was our official confirmation that Phone Guy was voiced by Scott, I think.
This is
Or at least, like, Phone Guy or Phone
Scott's
Dude,
voice.
because his name was in the credits.
That's funny. The music. But Bonnie. So VR. Now in virtual reality. Is this like a lot of the older games? I feel like we're seeing like snippets of other games.
Yes.
And yeah, like FNAF, I think that was 3. It didn't look like Springtrap with the room. Unwanted.
Yeah, Springtrap is there.
Oh, the power. The 1% power. And the room. Who was that? Okay, so a lot of old games.
Bonnet, I think.
Bonnet. And anything else? I think that's everything. Okay. That was crazy. So VR.
Yeah.
And yeah, so many
So,
new
on the
animatronics,
lore.
some old ones. Okay, at first it was like okay, the last one was a reliving or retelling of older games, but like Help Wanted. It's like it makes me think, okay, maybe Freddy's as a franchise is just ruined after whatever happened in the burning cutscene, and they're rehiring or something, like rebuilding. Could this be like training? Like, yeah, we have these records of what it's like to be a guard somewhere else, and you won't die, which saves us money. So we'll let you. But why would they have the FNAF 4? So maybe it is a dream. I don't know.
So the FNAF 4 sections aren't exactly like FNAF 4.
Oh, okay. So they are different. Weird. It feels it's just because of the title.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
see.
like it's an official. This is Fazbear involved, not like just someone's dream. Maybe. Who knows? We have too much information. Maybe you do, chat.
Okay.
There's been some lore dumps here and there. Yeah.
So there's also this intro cutscene that sort of gives the premise behind it.
Oh, that's next on the playlist. Is it next on the playlist? Okay, let me open
I
this
don't
one.
know.
I think I have something different. Okay. Another intro cutscene.
It's a new
That
day.
is
It's your time to shine.
that is
Oh.
a different thing.
You're right. This is different. This
I
is
think
VR.
that's wanted too.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Thanks.
the Fazbear Virtual
VR.
Experience. Fazbear Entertainment is excited to join the digital age, and what better way to do that than with an
Digital
edge-of-the-seat
age.
virtual reality experience?
Oh, it's an attraction, like a ride.
It's a VR game in universe.
It's actually a game.
We know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades.
You
And
think
while
so?
It's true that some stories associated with our name
These
were
pictures.
mostly
Why do you have
based
this
on
picture?
actual events, the majority of them were total
Stories,
fabrications
please,
from the
line.
mind of a complete lunatic.
Like Freddy
Thus
behind
intended. But we aren't
Scott.
laughing at
That's Scott
ourselves.
I think I've seen this picture somewhere.
That's why we have recreated many of these
All these older
completely
things.
fictitious scenarios, lies
To-
that you've been
totally not
fed
real.
over the last several
Another FNAF 4
years
picture.
into a hilarious VR game, in the hopes that we can finally move
A
past
hilarious
these
game.
childish ghost stories and develop a new relationship with you, as well as your kids. Don't forget the merch perfect for birthdays. So
Merch.
sit back and enjoy a few
You have to
screams.
the merch drop. Absolutely. Wow.
We do, however, ask that you agree
This
to a simple
waiver.
waiver before you play.
Our lawyers
It's
have come up with a
mostly
way to
just
save you
legal
time by
mumbo
bypassing all the
jumbo
legal
and isn't
terms.
at all based on user
That's funny.
Consider
experience,
precious moments of your life
or
saved.
injuries associated with
Uh,
Auto
testing.
scroll is designed to
Just
protect
touch the
you
button to agree,
from stress
and then we can
injuries.
jump right into some harmless fun that can't harm you at all.
He's recommending
close
that you
your
rest your
eyes.
eyes while accepting these terms.
You acknowledge that
No.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible
Wow.
for accidental digital consciousness transference, real-world manifestations of
Okay,
digital characters,
okay.
nightmares, night terrors, night sweats.
You just trail off.
Digital consciousness transfer is the important part there.
Digital consciousness transfer. Okay. This game is getting so sci-fi. The series. Wow.
Here's pretty much all the lore can be summed up by that and tape girl things.
So that explains sort of that they're trying to like get a better reputation after some scandals or like rumors, quote unquote rumors getting out. Weird.
Yeah.
Like the best companies do. Yeah, like any upstanding company. Wow. I see.
Yeah.
So it's just a game in the world.
So this
And this is
Yeah.
Oh,
so this
tape
is
girl
most
voice
of the
lines.
lore in this video I just sent you.
Okay.
Most of the lore of the game.
So a lot of
And
game
from there you
lore.
can sort of probably guess as to what ends up happening.
I see.
It's pretty long though, so you might want to speed it up.
Yeah, we could just speed through. Or is there like a big mention? Could like sneak in the comments maybe. I literally got a cassette tape with this audio. Like it's the real thing. It's so awesome. Okay. No, there are 2 comments. Just 2 comments. Yeah, maybe we can speed through. And there are subtitles.
Hello? Can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This is a mistake. This room is a mistake.
It sounds like you're like
I applied
rapping or
this walkway
something.
for 4 gameplay
Like it's a
files,
musical.
In a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the files can be protected.
Yeah.
A
I just
beta
really,
tester.
really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public.
Your
This
beta
game has some kind of
tester.
malicious coding in it that
Oh,
we
so the game's not released
or
yet.
even understand for that matter. We're over budget.
I see.
and out
So
of
we're
time.
like another beta
That's the reason
tester.
we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short, so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order.
They may not be in order. So that was
I saw it for the first time today. There was
maybe a
a character I couldn't
message.
make out who it was.
Or this might
standing
be the
at
same
end of
one.
hall. I thought it was just bugged out,
Okay.
so I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would.
Oh, that's
It was like
creepy.
it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing.
So the game is
I
like
had a pretty heated conversation
alive or
between
something
Dale, our
inside.
manager, and someone else on the line. It really feels like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a
Lawsuit too.
It happened in this building. just a few doors
There
away
has
from
to
me.
be.
I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team,
Jeremy. Okay.
we all just saw it as a
Maybe
challenge
another
to find what the
Jeremy.
problem was.
Maybe the same Jeremy. I don't know.
I have to go. Have you ever heard of a
Unclear.
guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office
Guillotine
equipment.
paper
I didn't even know
slicer.
they had one in the supply room.
Wait.
I guess
You
the
say
more common
guillotine?
pieces-
That's not how that's pronounced.
Oh, guillotine. I just repeated what I heard, okay?
to
But
a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he
Jeremy?
was there. The drawers have been emptied out.
so Jeremy, something happened with Jeremy and this paper slicer that is just skipped over.
Yeah.
Someone was here.
Oh.
I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No.
Drawers were
There was
drawers were
plastic on the floor.
emptied.
Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us
The
that stuff in the first
client.
place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need programming and pathfinding ourselves.
Okay.
It was a budget thing, I guess. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold of
So like
itself.
someone
Things
from
started changing.
FNAF, or
But
not
then,
FNAF, from
he started
Fazbear
appearing.
came.
At least that's what Jeremy said.
I'm assuming they're the
I
client.
came
This
down
is like a
down low.
game
No
company.
one else was there. At least that's what
Yes.
I thought. The supply room was lit. I didn't even notice Jeremy standing in the testing room as I walked past. The supply room was so bright,
Dear Jeremy.
glowing from all the way down the hall. Jeremy complained of nightmares when he came in this morning. He wasn't talking about it like he was telling a
Nightmares,
friend
like
about his dream
remnant
fight. He was
induced
scared.
memory
Looked like he had
nightmares?
everything
Question mark.
We spent an hour talking in Dale's office.
Maybe.
But it didn't look like he was giving much sympathy. When he came out, he went directly back to the testing room.
Okay.
He doesn't even jump anymore. Nothing scares him. He just
Nothing
stands there like
scares
he's talking
him.
to someone. Sometimes he rocks from side to side. We were told to leave him alone. I knew I was in line to do the testing next. They'd
It's
been
like
prepping me
possessed
for it.
by like
I
a
guess they knew
kid
that
or
Jeremy was to be
something.
replaced soon.
Maybe.
You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire
Yeah.
someone. They start giving out written warnings for silly things, making sure to build a paper trail and make a case for a firing.
Warnings.
Things that normally no one would care about suddenly become grave offenses, all worthy of being written and documented. I guess it works two ways, because it also encourages a person to quit rather than be scrutinized so heavily.
So they want to
I
get
think
rid of
was too far gone to
Jeremy,
consider
eh?
that option, though. The thing about it is,
'Cause Jeremy
they
was
don't
like a
think they were fighting
liability?
because
I don't
they knew he
know.
was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something. They knew
About
he
halfway
was destroying
through.
it. There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand.
Mask?
Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I could see
Mask
his
on the
face. He had the
floor.
visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well. The front of his shirt.
Remember the
came off.
guillotine paper
He
slicer?
turned his head in my direction.
Wait, it's not ink, is it? That's not ink. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Ink,
probably
ink on
blood.
Jeremy.
But I don't think he knew I was there.
He looked at. So us, whoever
I was told
is
I had 3 days
not
to
us,
finish
but the
Jeremy's
tape
work, but I know it's just
person.
passing the time. They don't really expect me to do anything. It's just to keep up appearances until the buyout is complete. We have to look like we have
Big
things under
bought
control.
out.
There's another potential development studio that wants to pick up from here, but who knows what kind of lies they're being
They're just
fed by
passing it
these
off to another
But
studio.
that's my judgment. I'm going to do my best to see what's here, make notes of it, and try to isolate where this thing is hiding. At least
Okay.
then, the next person that tests this will have a chance of getting rid of it.
Which is us. We're like the next
Today was
person,
my last day of
maybe.
beta testing,
Like the new
and the anomaly
company.
that I've been seeing is nowhere to be found.
Okay.
But after inspecting some of the files, it seems that it's attached itself to these logs. My logs. That can't be an accident. So now I have to make a choice.
So whatever's
Do I leave
inside.
these logs here for you to find, or do I try to purge this thing myself by destroying the logs?
So by listening
I've
to
chosen the
these,
latter.
are we getting like infected?
I can't delete them. By creating
She
a
was-
protected area to store these logs apart from the game, I effectively gave this
Can't
thing a
delete
safe place to
them.
hide itself. It's in here now. I may not be able to delete it, but I might be able to do something else now that it's attached itself. I have an idea.
So like
They lied to us.
by
They lied
leaving
to
this
all of us.
message,
They told us that
like
the whole
it's
point of
also
this VR
like
game
saving
was to
whatever's
undo the
there.
bad PR done by a rogue
This is
indie
important.
developer who
Okay.
supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnish the brand. But that's not true at all. In their haste to develop this VR game and clear their name, they sent us some things I don't think they intended us to see, such as a hard drive containing emails between Fazbear Entertainment and a certain indie developer. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. This isn't just an attempt to rebrand. It's an elaborate cover-up. A
Does that
campaign
mean
to
the other
destroy everything.
games? The other games are
I
canon
ran a
too.
fragmented program on the area of memory that was storing these logs
Question
away.
mark.
I effectively broke the files into pieces and broke the anomaly along with it. That means that you won't have my warnings to guide you. But
Okay.
hopefully, it also means that this anomaly, this virus, or whatever it is, will remain broken and unable to do more damage.
And that's why it's out of order.
Hello, you don't know me. I created a series of logs for you documenting the troubled development of this VR game that you're now testing, in hopes that you, whoever you are, and whatever team you're with, will abandon development. Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you're unable to abandon development, hide all traces of these logs that I created. I fear that finding
This is
them
the
and
last
reassembling
log,
them
huh?
will also reassemble the very thing I've tried so desperately
No.
to destroy.
Not quite.
There is a way to kill it. It wants to escape.
There's another.
To escape through someone. Someone plugged into this game. That's you now. You have to let it begin the process of
Escaping through.
Then use the disconnect switch that I've embedded by the main stage. Let it approach you. Let it begin to merge with you.
Wait,
Play the music
wait,
and flip the switch.
wait.
That will cause a hard reset of the
This
game
is
to
oddly
memory,
specific.
effectively killing it. I hope. I don't know when it will come for you.
Okay. So creepy. And I think that's everything. There might be another. I think that's everything.
No, that's
Okay.
it.
So So
So
summarize.
this
Yeah.
anomaly she's describing is glitch trap,
Okay.
and is basically like very similar in appearance to Spring Bonnie,
Okay. So sort of like,
but like a fabric costume.
yeah. So sort of like Afton? Question mark? But like
Yes.
in the game. Weird.
There's a whole debate about it, but I think it's William.
So, and that's what's inside the game, trying to break out, sort of like ancestor location, like all the animatronics trying to use
Yeah.
an employee to like get out, right? Weird.
Yep.
So creepy. The way like the tone changed at the end. That felt kind of
There is a
sus.
potential reason for that.
Let
So,
it,
glitch trap
yeah.
has this whole deal where he can infect people's minds.
Okay.
That's what seems to have happened to Jeremy before he did the whole slicing something off of his face.
Wait, that was the mask on the ground. It was like a face. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if the mask was a face because it's described as a Halloween mask, and that typically brings to mind the whole like plasticky masks.
Or like the front of a
But
face.
his face was probably like
That's so
yeah.
creepy. Or like if Jeremy was like turned away.
So
Ugh. Okay.
yeah, so with that specifically, I think there was an actual mask because we do see like actual masks in later games.
Okay.
So I think he could have had like a mask he was trying to slice off his face. And that's why it's described as a Halloween mask because like the front part of someone's face wouldn't necessarily be described as a Halloween mask, you know?
Yeah. I guess you're right. Maybe it was dark, but that makes sense. Yeah, I saw this
No,
Halloween
the
mask
room
at a
was
crime
brightly
scene.
lit. The
Oh, it's
room was
brighter.
very brightly lit according to her.
But never mind. You're so right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a common assumption though.
Okay. Weird. And someone in chat says we
But yeah,
skipped the
so
AR
Jeremy
game.
presumably had something going on with that. Then Tape Girl, I think what happened at the end there was she got infected by Glitch Trap. And then she
Okay.
was setting you up to get
To
infected,
get infected
by Glitch Trap.
too. So like just a virus that spreads to everybody. We're all glitch trap.
Yep.
We're all after
And by the
yay.
end of the game, you do indeed get taken over.
That's so creepy.
Yep.
I hope we have
And
better
also,
fate than
note
Jeremy.
here on
but
the indie dev games, Scott has confirmed that it's not actually him. He just used his picture because it was convenient,
oh,
and that like the FNAF fandom is not canon to the lore.
we're all candid. Wait, that's crazy. That'd
Yeah,
be
no.
funny.
So it's just like it's like a callback. It's like a sort of poking fun at the games, but it's not like the games are still canon.
Okay. That makes sense.
But yeah.
What a lore dump for this game. For this random VR game. Incredible. Help wanted to understand what's going on. Wow. So like infecting people and the beta testers. And next is AR actually. So it is on the list. People in chat who were wondering. Markiplier! Markiplier! This is so cute.
Yeah.
Aww. Watching my back, yeah.
You can't hide from a future of fun. Our special delivery will
The
make you
delivery.
cry from excitement. Subscribe today. Don't miss this opportunity. And remember, we're always watching over you.
Just watching on our phone. Nice. This real life footage.
This game no longer exists, which is
Was
a
it
bit
like
unfortunate.
discontinued?
But it was also like abandoned halfway through.
There's eyes in the closet. Weird. So this was like a game for a while. Something in the shadows.
Yes, it like recently got taken off the App Store.
Weird. Like lost media now.
Yeah.
Just walking around. Oh, so you play with your like phone camera? That's creepy.
Yep.
And you're like back in your room. AR effects are so horrifying.
Yeah.
Start turning on the lights. This is almost scarier than all the others, I think.
Yeah.
What the hello? I'm sorry, just sitting in the chair. And we're running. looking for. They're everywhere. This almost feels like a funny game. Like the way the animatronics are like shuffling, like waddling over. Like I get it's scary. It's meant to be really scary, but
If you are very, very quiet,
maybe
I will not find you.
maybe again. And the doorbell.
Yep.
That was so much. That was a lot.
So in this game, Fazbear Entertainment got the brilliant idea of shipping animatronics to people's houses.
Because that's the greatest idea I've heard yet today. That's actually so brilliant.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep.
Wow.
Most of the lore of this game is actually in like a bunch of emails in the game
Okay.
that aren't hinted at in this trailer at all.
This is just kind of for fun. Also, Markiplier canon? Question mark. Because
Exactly.
of course.
Yeah.
Because of course.
Markiplier canonically works for Fazbear Entertainment.
I love that they gave Markiplier a chance to say subscribe because it's perfect. Wow.
It's really funny.
Yeah, and chat, they stopped updating it a while ago. Weird.
Yeah, it was. They like got about halfway through the lore and then they stopped and everything else had to be leaked.
Oh, so that's why like you can still use some of like the game info as lore? Question mark.
Yeah. So we have all the information that we need. Just can't play the game.
Got it. Oh, again, lost media. Lost media. Wow.
Yeah.
So shipping animatronics to
So
people.
this game takes place after Help Wanted.
Okay. Do all the animatronics
and
have
the emails
like the infections? And like they're spreading it to everybody?
Yes.
Question mark. Wow.
Yeah, like remember how Fazbear Entertainment stole back the circuit boards that Glitchtrap was originally on?
That's what this was for.
They then shipped it off to this company, and it infected all their animatronics.
So
The
this is
company that was making the
the other-
animatronics
yeah.
infected them, and it's a whole mess.
Okay. So they sent the boards to another company making animatronics.
Yep.
FNAF just taking over the world, apparently. And not in like a popularity way.
honestly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that too. There's also another series of emails from a character named Lewis, to someone named Ness, or nicknamed
Okay.
Ness rather.
Lewis
And
Ness.
Ness is acting a little sus, and sometimes she seems perfectly normal, and other times she's looking up how far you can cut a human body in half before they pass out.
Because, yeah, that's something everybody looks up all the time. Yeah.
And she's found talking to her computer, and it's yeah, so that's the beta tester from the last game.
So that's
Her
who
name
we-
is
the
Vanessa.
And Ness.
She's
so Ness,
having a time.
Ness isn't Sans. Ness is size. I see.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. So these are like all connected to the lore. And Vanessa, is Vanessa a character in like Security Breach? I feel like I've heard this name.
Yes.
So like they're all tied. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting everything to tie together so nicely. To be honest.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
And I did want to say, this is kind of off topic. This scene reminds me of Stranger Things, the like putting up the light bulbs to like talk to a ghost. But or like that one
Yeah.
Christmas light scene. But wow. Yeah. What a trailer. This might be my favorite so far, just because of Markiplier and the tone. Yeah. And okay, we have a few left. I think we're close to the end though.
You have
So
all
next
three of
is-
the Security Breach ones?
I do. I have teaser, gameplay, and
Okay.
state of play. Yeah, and then ruin, and some others. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So first is the teaser.
Your friends are worried about you.
So not
You're
babe.
here with me.
I'm assuming not baby voice.
Please come out.
No.
And the breathing. We are Gregory. Gregory.
Temporary, but it was just a glitch. It won't happen.
And the creature crawling.
It's been such a difficult day for all of us.
This is horrifying.
None of the dialogue in this trailer ended up in the final game.
Really?
They
That's
gave
funny.
themselves way too much to handle with this.
Everything
so
looks
they
so
ended up having to
good.
cut a whole bunch of stuff.
It was just a glitch.
So there was more. It was just a glitch.
Be still.
This voice.
Freddy!
I love this voice acting. That's so creepy. The scream. Honestly, incredible trailer. Security breach.
Just very unfortunate that it doesn't actually, like, that the game changed so much by the time it released.
Yeah.
The game got delayed so many times because they gave themselves way too much to handle.
It's crazy. I remember hearing about like a FNAF game that just wouldn't release for a while. Also, like, wasn't the FNAF movie the same way? Or like, not because a lot of things were cut, it just took a while.
Yeah, 8 years of pre-production purgatory.
8 years?
Yeah, people were like convinced it was never going to happen.
No wonder they were so excited it finally came out. Wow.
Yeah.
I love this shot of Freddy flexing and the logo. That's funny. But yeah.
Yeah.
I love the premise. This trailer
Freddy's
is really
great.
good. And the voice acting.
Yeah.
The voice acting. Next is the gameplay. I wonder how much it will have changed.
Ooh, this one's cool.
Is this Afton's voice? Question mark.
Yes.
And this mask. There are more.
Like I said, there are masks that show up in later games.
So like Jeremy's mask? Question mark.
I don't know if that one's Jeremy specifically. He seems to be more associated with Bonnie.
Okay. Jeremy and Bonnie.
Potentially.
The music.
Jeremy is also the name of the kid possessing Bonnie.
Oh, that's interesting.
This song is
How
so
they're all
cool, I love
connected.
it.
Yeah, so good. And the text, the same like style as the earlier trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This song is actually a remix of one in Sister Location.
No way.
Gregory, we can get you out of here.
So Gregory.
You and me together.
You and me together.
This is when Vanessa was originally planned to be helping us.
They won't stop hunting.
So this changed too.
Them will stop hunting.
Yeah.
This song. You're right, it
There
is so
is
good.
more similarities here to the actual game, I think, though, than the last one.
Okay. The shot of Chica playing guitar.
It's just not Vanessa helping us.
Okay.
And none of these lines, none of the William
None of these
made it in
lines.
either. But it's interesting.
Oh, this is William. These are so good. Everything looks horrifying. And the red. Still different from last time.
There is more going on here.
Yeah, Fun fact, Vanessa and Baby have the same voice actor,
Oh, really?
which may or may not be lore relevant.
Weird.
It's definitely lore relevant.
Oh, it is? Okay. I think I heard someone
Probably.
say,
I think it is.
is it Gregory and the Fox, who have another voice actor? I feel like I heard that somewhere. Like I saw a picture of like,
Roxanne, yes, the wolf.
okay,
Yeah, I think they have the same.
weird. Also this hand.
I think they might also share a voice actor with Vanny. Okay, so the weird thing here that's really interesting is Vanny and Vanessa have 2 different voice actresses.
Weird. Okay. And Vanessa's, or Vanny's the bunny.
Despite
Yeah, okay.
and the general theory is that they're the same person, but the whole they have 2 different voice actresses things is a little strange in that case.
Weird. Okay.
And then there's a whole thing of security breach, but we'll get to that after we watch the 3rd trailer.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, I wonder how much has changed. State of play.
This one is most accurate, I believe, to the final.
Some more Gregory
Ladies
lines.
and gentlemen, thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Oh, Chica.
Freddy and the gang are pretty tired, but they'll be back again next week
Are
after
you
a few
eating?
days of scheduled maintenance.
The scheduled maintenance.
Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex is
Mega Pizzaplex.
initiating nighttime protocols.
No, wait, I'm still here.
So we're trapped in this Pizzaplex.
This part of the game is terrifying.
The voice acting sounds like it really is. And all the like the
Because
stealth
of this guy.
mechanics. Yeah, whoever that is. Like Sun and Moon, is that right? I feel like I've heard about Sun and Moon before.
Yes. The daycare attendant.
Yeah.
You should be able to
The cameras.
security
They're still here too.
6 a.m. Until then, keep moving and try not to draw attention.
I love this alligator designs
If
too.
there is another
It's really
way out,
nice.
I will help you find it.
Yeah.
I promise.
Music Man.
Music Man. Yeah. I've heard the Binder 87 and also Music Man. Also this animation. Introducing all the characters, playing their instruments.
Very good.
I love this. Those all trash bags. It looked like just a dump. Oh, Montgomery Gator.
Yes, this trailer is the first thing I ever saw Security Breach, and so I was not disappointed when the game came out.
Oh, that makes sense.
One free soda refill, and where you will sign a legal disclaimer releasing us of all liability for anything that might have happened during your visit.
The same
Have an awesome
intercom
night,
voice.
and we'll see you again soon.
Yep. His delivery is amazing.
And whatever that was, just casually.
Survey about your experience.
Yep.
So creepy. And those numbers. 12, 16, 21.
This game was the start of me being a FNAF fan.
Nice, nice. Everyone has an origin story somewhere. I wanted to look at these. It's like one. Oh, this frame here. Neat.
So
Like it's
these are called the Nightmarion staff bots.
Okay.
And on their chest they have written, "In your dreams."
In your dreams. So maybe like, I'm thinking of Remnant and Dream. Dream trauma now. Weird.
Yeah.
And are these the same tiers as
I've
the
got a
puppet
theory as to
question
what it
mark?
Yeah, so Nightmarion is a nightmare version of the puppet.
Okay. Oh, so like FNAF Nightmare.
So these are
FNAF 4?
Nightmarion staff bots looking similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Nightmarion appears first in FNAF 4 in a non-canon sense, but then is the face of Ultimate Custom Night's like icon.
Okay. So it's kind of canon somehow. Maybe as of Ultimate
Yeah, so it's
Custom
canon
Night.
now. And there's a whole bunch of like plushies of Nightmarion all over this place.
Okay. So, and you said Charlie, the one was the one in the puppet, and also was in Ultimate Custom Night.
Yes.
Weird.
And there's a door in Security Breach where the files for its textures label it Charlie Door.
Charlie door.
And it's a very lore heavy room.
Okay. I've heard Security
Have you
Breach
heard
is
of the
like
post-it room?
that sounds familiar. I think I've seen a thumbnail. With, like all the post-it notes and like
Yeah,
the
so the
scribbling.
post-it room is the one that has the door labeled Charlie Door.
Okay.
And so, and one thing that Security Breach is where the current arc gets complicated.
Yeah,
There's
it
just
sounds that
so
way.
much going on.
Okay, this is my random
So what do you? What
harebrained
story
theory.
are you getting here?
Okay, so I don't want to like go down the rabbit hole of the post-it room, but it's giving like a person got injected with like Charlie Remnant, but like only got like if the memories were separated, like only got the bad memories or like the creepy ones.
Ooh.
If there's like a nightmare version of of the puppet and like a regular version.
Interesting.
I don't know. Anyway, it's probably just random, but so far we're Gregory. I think we're Gregory. We get dropped in this because a pizza place wasn't enough. A pizza mall, pizzaplex, something, arcade, something like that. Yeah, Pizza
There is
City.
an arcade, amongst other things. Yes.
So we're trapped here, and they're all looking for us for some reason, which is weird because don't they normally go after security guards? Question mark. Like at night.
Yes.
And it seems like Vanessa's like in on it too, maybe. And or like Vanny and Vanessa, or you said have different voice actors. So maybe they're different people, but maybe they're the same.
Yeah, and there's a cut like in one of Security Breach's endings. There's a scene where Freddy pushes Vanny off a building.
Oh, okay.
And so Vanny's dead on the ground. So Vanny's dead. But in the post credits, Vanessa appears looking wholly alive on the roof, looking down at the scene where the pizzaplex has been set on fire by Freddy for arson reasons. And so Gregory and Freddy leave via the fire escape. Freddy pushes Vanessa and himself off the building, and And Vanessa ends up on top of the building where the fire escape lets out, looking down at the whole scene on the
Vanessa.
ground.
That's so creepy. Okay. Okay.
A lot of people just ignore that ending, but I do think it's quite possible that they're two separate characters.
The plot twist.
But also that Vanny is Vanessa.
Okay. Like the two Vanessas.
Which makes
Question
sense
mark.
when you know my entire reason. Yeah, so two Vanessas, one of them's probably a robot.
A robot.
Because
Okay.
robot people are a thing in this franchise.
Okay. Just okay.
And there's a point in we get therapy tapes from Vanessa,
Mm-hmm.
not Vanny, where she's in company mandated therapy. Her files have been changed by someone with the files with her personal information.
Oh.
And she has a dad named Bill, which is a nickname for William.
Mm.
She implies that Glitchtrap is her dad,
Okay.
and she has a lot of similarities in her trauma associations to Elizabeth.
Weird.
So my current theory is she is a robot duplicate of Vanessa, because the original Vanessa, who is Vanny, and the beta tester, was being too suspicious with her Google searches of cutting people in half.
Okay.
And so Vanessa, the robot, who is Elizabeth, was put in there to divert suspicion, and Elizabeth is in sister location. Circus Baby has a whole line about how she knows how to pretend really well.
Okay. Like being another person.
And so I think that's what's going on with Vanessa. But now she's like not in a murder robot, so she's doesn't have the murder programming, and she's just like, oh crap.
That's funny. Yeah, people in chat saying Gregory's
That's
the
what I
true
got from it.
terror of the
Most
pizza
people
place,
disagree.
not Vanner the animatronic. Gregory's the terror.
I mean, as the night goes on, everything just starts going to crap. So
Weird. Yeah.
Gregory's also interesting, and we get some lore for him in the books. And it turns out at one point he was under Glitchtrap's control, but somehow he broke free.
Okay.
He also has a lot of visual similarities and symbolism associated with the crying child. So he might also be a robot.
Who was the crying child was like Elizabeth and
Replacing
Michael's
the original Gregory.
sibling? Question mark.
And guess who might be possessing Glamrock Freddy?
Wait, all the siblings are back. Do they never go away?
That's what it seems like.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Freddy has this whole... So underneath the Pizzaplex, there is the Pizzeria Simulator location.
Okay. Underneath.
The fire was not successful in destroying it. And when you go there, Freddy has this whole speech about how he's been here before, and how he found himself when he cleared the path. And how he at the time he didn't have a choice, but now he has a choice, and he's going to protect Gregory, and I am not me. And given the candidates available, Michael seems very likely.
Weird. So like somehow Michael survived, or like the soul stuck to the metal of the building, or an animatronic or something.
Remnant.
Yeah. Creepy.
He was injected with Remnant, and his dad was not dead, so his unfinished business wasn't taken care of.
Chat says, I think Gregory's just psychopath. Just not a robot or anything.
In Gregory's defense, he is actively being attacked.
That's fair. That's very fair. And also, wasn't Henry?
Someone's saying that the end is not canon. It is technically still canon. There's just debate. Well, it's still canon as in it's an event that could have happened. It's just unclear as to which ending actually happened.
Oh, yeah,
I
there are
think
like several
that the Burn
endings.
Trap ending, which is that one, is still canon. I think that someone else beat Princess Quest.
Okay.
Sorry, that probably doesn't make
Princess
sense.
Quest. I'm assuming that's another ending.
Princess Quest is this whole series of arcade games where if you beat all of them, Glitchtrap's access to the Pizzaplex and Vanny is gone.
Oh, really? That's convenient.
It gets cut off.
Yeah, totally. Wow. So there are lots of endings. There's lots of lore that's confusing. So maybe Henry moved on
think
if like
that-
souls can choose to move on, and like Michael stayed.
Honestly,
Question
I
mark.
don't know if Henry moved on. He might show up again
Henry
later. I'm
too.
not ruling anything out.
That's crazy. Yeah, they decided not to move on because Scott Cawthon rang through universes or something, and just ask them politely.
He's like, Too bad.
We have another game to make. So that's funny.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, so the ending situation is complicated because like the files for the Switch port called the one where they go under the Pizzaplex, the true ending. That's the only ending with like animated cutscenes in the end,
Okay.
like for the ending bits. And it's the only one where you have to actually complete all of the things in like all the major story events in the game.
Weird. So the true ending. But there are
The
lots of
reason it's up for
others.
debate is in the DLC, you find, which takes place after Security Breach, you find drawings by Gregory of 5 of the 6 endings, and the only ending that isn't drawn is the one where Gregory did Princess Quest. So people took that as proof that the Princess Quest ending is the one that happened. I think I have a whole video on why I think it's actually a different situation.
Yeah, I'll add this to my
But
list to go
it's
watch. Check
complicated.
this
I
out
would
later.
just
Check out Eddie's
yeah,
channel. The link is in the description, by the
yeah,
way.
I just generally advise people to not assume that an ending is canon at this point because we don't know.
Yeah. Weird. So like in the game
There's
files, true
evidence for
ending, but in this DLC, maybe something else. Wow. Who knows? Speaking of DLC, we do have a trailer for that too.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also Burn Trap is William Afton probably, except people think he's a different guy, but that would kind of ruin the point of his whole cool build-up, like reveal situation at the end of the Burn Trap ending, where he comes out with purple eyes and a cloud of purple smoke and looks like an extra crispy Springtrap.
Oh, Burn Trap is
Anyway.
another Springtrap appearance. Maybe. That's crazy.
Yes.
Because why not? Because William always comes back. That's funny.
Ruin is where things get to the debate about people have about. It's definitely not actually William, even though the two characters look completely different from each other. That we're saying it is. Anyway.
Oh, wow. Okay, DLC gameplay.
Cassie, I hope
Are those
you
all
get this message.
like papers or something
I'm
on like the
trapped
windows?
Here at the Pizzaplex or
Okay,
what's
Gregory.
left of it.
Oh, and that was Cassie.
I don't have time to go into how I got here. But you've got to help me out.
It feels like there's been a time skip.
Save
Like no
me,
one's here.
Cassie, please.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
Oh, like
out
graffiti
here.
too. Gregory, how are you still down
Including
here?
some Vanny graffiti, why I think it's probably unlikely that the Princess Quest ending was beaten during security.
Oh, and the animatronics, they're like torn to pieces.
Gregory, run!
Shattered.
Yeah. What happened here?
Over there. Oh, these are the ruined ones, but the ones at the end of security versus
Yeah.
shattered.
The jump scare too. Like getting eaten by Monty. And of course you'd be back. Sudden mood. And who's this? Bonnie? A question mark? That feels very Bonnie.
Don't give up on me.
Unclear.
Weird.
Okay.
Okay.
So, guesses as to the lore.
So also, are we Vanny? Question mark. We put on a Vanny mask. Where was that? Yeah,
It is
here.
a Vanny mask, but we are not at this point Vanny.
Okay. So this is like the inside of the mask. And it like, okay.
Yes.
What happened right before this? So we're
So
looking
the-
at, yeah, this like play place. This, oh, is this the daycare? This is like the sun and moon place.
Yes.
And we put on the mask, and then it changes? Question mark. Like clouds.
Yes.
Creepy.
So this is so the way the Vanny mask works. So this is different from like Vanny,
Okay.
the person's costume.
Or just a mask. Okay.
Though she probably has something similar in her costume. This is a technician mask. That allows you to see this AR world. That can interface with actual real things in the Pizzaplex. I'm not sure how it works, but supernatural ghost stuff, I guess.
I wonder if this was connected to that like game company that like made VR things. But like VR is different from
I think
AR.
it's possible.
Weird.
So one thing interesting that the mask does is it implants a chip into the wearer's head.
Oh.
That
Nice.
interfaces with the occipital lobe of the brain, which is like associated with visual stuff.
Hmm.
I think it's possible that Jeremy using the guillotine paper slicer was to cut out this chip and the mask from his face, because there are things in Ruin that make it so you cannot take the mask off.
That's horrifying. Like wearing a mask and you're gonna get stuck on your face. Ugh.
Yeah.
And that's why Jeremy did the thing. That makes so much sense. And
That's my theory anyway. No confirmation yet. Disclaimer.
weird. But wow, that kind of makes sense. Like, it would tie together the mask and everything.
Yep.
And if, like, Vandy was also someone who got infected,
Is-
then yeah,
Mhm.
the masks tie together.
And it mixes. It is the security system for the AR stuff. And it's in the Pizzeria Simulator location for whatever reason.
Mixes? Mixes.
Mhm.
Weird.
MXES.
MXES. Okay. What a random name. I wonder if it means anything. And
There are more random names in this franchise, like RWQFSFAS. I don't know what its name is.
just go with
Shadow
names.
Bonnie. We
Wow.
call it Shadow Bonnie because its real name is weird.
Yeah. So,
But yeah.
okay. The trailer starts. I think, like, other first impressions. Is that okay, Cassie? Jumping in. Isn't that, this is like above the doors. Somehow we're like jumping inside a really high window. And it looks like it's during the day. So, yeah.
The Pizzaplex is under repairs after an earthquake.
An
At the
earthquake.
end of the burn trap ending, there's this whole situation where there's this very, very large pile blob thing of various animatronic parts. And this is another reason why I think that Elizabeth and Charlie are at play in Security Breach, is because there are a whole bunch of masks for animatronics on the blob, but the circus baby mask doesn't have
the
its eyes
blob.
lit, and the puppet mask
The
doesn't
blob
have
question
ears
mark.
or its eyes lit.
What is the blob?
It's people call it the tangle now, but I like calling it the blob because it's less syllables.
Okay. And it has like masks that are like lit up.
Mhm.
Okay.
And all the eyes on the masks are glowing except for Circus Baby and the puppet. And the puppet also doesn't have its tear streaks.
Strange.
So that's why I think that Elizabeth and Charlie are out and about doing stuff.
And the rest are like in the blob question mark. Weird.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So is the blob like, okay, this is random, but like when they all got burned
you're
together
good.
in the facility, is it like whatever was left? Do they just group together? Sort of like the
It's
sister
somewhat
location
that,
thing.
but I think some of it relates to that, but it's too big to be that. And I think it's tied to another character that shows up in Ruin.
Okay. Another ruined character. Okay. Well,
Who's technically making an appearance in, like, a verbal appearance in this trailer,
wait, actually, a secret character just hidden,
but like not.
just hidden somewhere. Wow.
Yeah, so there's this character in the books called the Mimic.
Oh, I've heard people mention the mimic. I don't know much about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically this
Oh, like
funky
mimicking.
endoskeleton thing. I'm not completely sure. Yeah. So you know Gregory in this trailer? Yeah, no.
I thought it was weird that Gregory
It
was
is
stuck
not
here for
Gregory.
like weeks, or I don't know how long. How much time has passed? I don't know.
Who knows how long?
Yeah.
It's like,
Weird.
dude, like this kid did how much and now he's stuck somehow?
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder.
Yeah, the reveal at the end of Ruin is super cool about it. People just have somehow convinced themselves, and like, no offense to people who think so, but people believe that Burn Trap is the Mimic. My problem with that is the Mimic looks completely different.
Weird. Okay.
But yeah, he's basically just this funky endoskeleton that can like change the location of its parts to fit into different costumes and copy voices and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just normal animatronic things. Yeah, just fitting into every costume and sounding like every person and looking like everybody. That's so creepy. Yeah, okay. So it seems like a ruin maybe is less confusing than Security Breach, but
Yeah.
I wonder about Cassie.
So this is a Faz wrench.
Okay.
Cassie's dad is a Fazbear technician.
And like wore the Vanny mask, I'm assuming, or like was one of those sorts of people.
Yes.
And so this is the wrench being used.
Presumably.
That's a really cute walkie-talkie. So cute, just
Yeah.
Roxy,
Cassie likes
Roxanne.
Roxy.
Yeah. So cute. But weird. There was another theory in chat that Vanny is just a super extra furry. You know, maybe. Maybe you just wear it.
That's William canonically.
Yeah, that's
Rabbit ears manifest on his ghost in the books.
that's really funny. Yeah, it was William. Yeah, everything was William.
Hilarious.
Just putting people in fur costumes. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, ADG.
He's projecting his furry onto Vanny.
That's the true lore. That's Scott's real reason for making these games. Just spreading the furry the furry agenda to the world. Absolutely. Yeah. But next we have I think
Yeah, the mimic has this whole thing where it like is a bit murdery. So
oh, so not just coffee, but weird. Murdery. Yeah, I'm sure there's so much
so
more.
basically Ruin is it luring Cassie down to okay. So the mimic so in the Pizzeria Simulator location, there's the first floor. And then there's the basement floor. And then below that there's another basement floor. Burntrap was in basement floor number 1. The mimic is sealed behind a wall of concrete in basement floor number 2. And the mimic wanted Cassie to let it out, and then it chased her around. And at the end, the actual Gregory gets in contact with her because he's a special hacker boy, and which is relevant to the whole like him originally being glitch trapped situation. But yeah, he helps guide Cassie away from the mimic. And there's a situation at the end where Cassie gets in an elevator.
Okay.
And Gregory's like trying to explain the situation, but then there's like a squeak over the intercom. And on screen you see like 2 text boxes sort of overlay a little bit.
Okay.
And Gregory suddenly flips on a dime and drops the elevator to get rid of Cassie.
So creepy. So like that's the end of the game.
So that was probably the mimic.
Okay. Or like Gregory being taken over again, or the mimic or something.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't think Gregory was the one to drop the elevator, because like why bother letting her get that far and not just hand her over to the mimic?
Yeah. Backstabbing once again. What do you mean once again?
Yeah.
Gregory's not a backstabber. Gregory isn't. I know nothing about Gregory. Gregory's an upstanding person. Totally.
He's doing his best.
Yeah, totally. Oh, okay. So, but to kind of summarize, it was sort of like again sister location. I just wanted out, and that was the reason Cassie.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That's so creepy.
There are a lot of connections between sister location in the most recent games. In fact, in Ruin, there's an ending called the Scooper ending, where if you take a different path from the one that gets you to the elevator, you can get to this room where a different version of what is presumably a Scooper stabs the mimic and pulls him away. But we don't see him after that.
Weird. So like the mimic gets scooped out like Michael did. And an ending.
Yeah, but the thing with this Scooper is it looks much more like the Remnant Injector that like the original Scooper was too, but this one looks like it's made more specifically for that.
Weird, and that just happens to be in the Pizzaplex because of course. Wow.
Yeah, it's in the Pizzeria Simulator location for whatever reason.
Just tech work, totally. Upkeep repairs and animatronics. Wow. So there's like creepy research and like things hidden underground. And like other locations. That's crazy. Well, moving on. I feel like we could talk all day about Ruin. And security breach.
Oh, absolutely.
For the sake of time. Help wanted too. Because we didn't get enough help last time.
Welcome back for another week of career
Sister location, like I said, lots of sister location in recent games.
Oh, so this is sister location.
This is an elevator that goes down to the sister location.
Okay. Because it was underground, like really deep or something.
Mm-hmm.
For that reason,
Yep.
This elevator's going a little too fast.
adequate enough job the first time around to have
Yeah.
Is it the same person?
It's fine.
Is this Michael again? Question mark.
Also,
an adequate
This
enough
is not
job.
Michael.
applicants.
I think.
So strap yourself in and get motivated to an appropriate degree.
The way they can't actually say anything like encouraging. It's like we're doing our legally the minimum legal requirement. Get motivated to an appropriate degree.
Yes.
Help wanted.
Yep.
Two. Nice.
So this game is not an in-universe VR.
Oh, it's not. Oh, so this is like an actual game, or not an actual game, but like someone's POV.
Yes.
And also this is a humanoid, like ballerina from
That's Ballora.
Ballora.
She's in sister location, yeah.
Wasn't Ballora... Okay, question. This might be like lore breaking. Wasn't Ballora like part of the thing that like went inside Mike and like escaped into the sewer?
Yes.
Okay. And Ballora's here.
Yeah, so
somehow.
the sister location levels in Help Wanted 2 specifically seem to be more similar to the Help Wanted stuff of just like simulation stuff.
Okay. So like simulated then.
But yeah. So despite what this trailer would have you believe, it's not actually going into the sister location. You are in the Pizzeria Simulator location.
Which is below the Pizzaplex.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. And like going through simulations of old animatronics or like locations.
Because guess what the player is wearing?
Oh, because we're like a technician, we're wearing like a Vanny mask or like a mask.
Vanny mask, yeah.
This whole game. What a way to tie in details.
Well, for the first part of it, until you find the thing that forces you to keep it on, and you turn that off, and then you can take it off and see. Oh.
So the game makes you think you're not wearing it until you take it. That sounds so clever, and also horrifying.
It was so cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
So creepy.
And there's a lot of implication that the character we're playing as is Cassie's dad, and I think, in my opinion, Jeremy.
Jeremy's lore relevant. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow. Playing as Jeremy, who somehow survived? Question mark. After cutting a mask off. Or maybe this is before.
There's an animatronic in the game called Candy Cadet who was in Pizzeria Simulator and in Ruin, and what he does is he gives like sort of like parable stories about the lore.
Okay, so like the books, kind of.
And in Ruin,
maybe.
it was basically describing the lead up to Ruin, and in Help Wanted 2, my assumption is that it's describing the lead up to Help Wanted 2. And in Ruin, the genders of the characters were swapped, so I'm assuming it's the same for Help Wanted 2. And in it, we hear about a girl who, when she was younger, was tricked by a witch, but managed to escape and came away with some horrible scar. And once she was older, she went back to try to get revenge on the witch, but she was led astray by someone and ended up in the witch's oven.
That makes so much sense. So Jeremy, I'm
so
assuming.
That's why I think it's Jeremy.
With the scar.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
why I
the
think
mask.
it's Jeremy. He escaped Glitchtrap, and then he came back to get revenge. But all that ended up doing was getting him stuck in Help Wanted 2.
That's rough. Also, this is so big brain. It sounds like you figured out so much of this. Wow.
I did have a little help with this one. Someone's like, yo, what if it's this guy? I'm like, oh, you're absolutely right.
Wow. I love how like so many people are coming together to solve everything. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That seems like a really fun game. And also there's one more trailer. There are actually two. There's one more. Maybe we'll watch the second one, like just because it could be fun.
A bit of lore information for Help Wanted 2 first.
Okay.
Part of the reason it's especially tragic that we're playing as Cassie's dad probably is in one of the endings, it leads directly into the beginning of Ruin, and we end up possessing the animatronic that gave Cassie the Vanny mask.
Oh, so it was like the last time you saw Cassie. That's so sad. Wait, you just passed on the mask. Oh, I don't like these games tying together anymore.
And in the other ending, we beat a Princess Quest 4 game, and this is part of the reason I think it was this guy who beat the Princess Quest series to cut off Glitchtrap's control from the Pizzaplex, because canonically in universe you have to play the games in sequential order in order to have the next one access to the next one in the series. And since this guy was able to play Princess Quest 4, I think he's the one who beat 1, 2, and 3.
That makes sense. So instead of Gregory, it
And
was
by
Jeremy.
beating And by beating Princess Quest 4, you end up with the last remnants of Glitchtrap's code being destroyed. So, like the William aspects of it being destroyed. So that's why I think that like the Mimic is in control in Ruin, because William can't control it anymore. Can't control like the glitch trap virus, and Burn Trap gets yoinked by the blob in the Burn Trap ending, so he's gone. So then now the Mimic's got free reign of the systems.
Yeah, let's hope William stays gone this time. Imagine like 3 games later or something.
Yeah, he'll probably come back though. He's gonna take over the blob or something. I don't know.
It's funny. Maybe.
It would match up to something he did in the books.
So
yeah.
you're saying the Mimic is like the big villain, and Jeremy played all of that arcade games to like remove William's control or like access to everything.
Yeah, it's sort of a case where like multiple villains. So like William is a big villain. The Mimic is also a big villain, like how we had like William and Circus Baby for the first arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, I feel like I'm in such good hands with such an expert. Thank you. This feels so much less confusing than I thought it would be. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like once you like get all the details sorted out, it's not nearly as confusing as people make it out to be. It's just funny to joke about.
Maybe that's what I've heard more of, like people making it sound more complicated than it is. But not to say it's not complicated.
Yeah, like
it
I
really
like to
is.
do that for fun sometimes.
Yeah, just wait till you see the FNAF fandom. Wink. You have no idea what you're getting into. But yeah, the next trailer is Into the Pit.
Woo!
Yeah. Jeff's Pizza. Jeff's Pizza. Okay. That's new. And Springtrap. This animation style is so creepy. Just okay, we'll follow you. Totally.
Technically, that's not Springtrap.
Oh, really?
Remember the whole remnant hallucinations being not hallucinations sometimes?
Yeah. This isn't a hallucination. Also, this is giving like Gregory,
I mean, it sort of
like
is,
somewhere
but
after
it's like
a place
an
is
interactive
closed.
one.
And this jump scare. The ball pit. Hiding in, was that Golden Freddy?
Yes. And that's a terrible plan given this is Springlock suit, but who knows?
And this is so spooky. And the blue eyes.
What's interesting is Spring Bonnie has green eyes, and William has like gray eyes.
Weird. So it's the Spring Bonnie suit.
Like blue or gray. Yeah.
So it's William in
guesses as to the
control.
lore here.
Okay. I feel like a lot happened. Java's Pizza.
I will preface, this is a game based on a book.
Okay. Oh, it's based the way the books are becoming mainstream. Wow.
Yeah. I think this might be like Scott's way of like making okay, here's the version of what happened in the games.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet.
So, okay, there's this Spring Bonnie, right? Like the old suit before it was like possessed. And you just
Call him Pit Trap.
Pit Trap.
Because he comes out of the ball pit.
It's funny. Pit Trap. And whoever this is, who is sneaking in.
This is Oswald.
Oswald. Okay. There's another Oswald in a game we've been playing on the channel lately, who is a clown and not a child.
Oh, fun.
But yeah, it's nice to have a non-creepy Oswald.
I mean, children can be clowns.
That's true. Very true. Yeah, just, I don't know if you've heard of Project Moon. I feel like it's a really complicated, theory-heavy fandom too. Maybe not as complicated as FNAF, but yeah. I feel like that's a lot of what we do here.
FNAF is just constantly, like, the fandom sets itself on fire every few days. It's fine.
Everyone in the series itself has so many, like, arson instances too, so, like, might as well. So Oswald is here after hours. Maybe looking for somebody. Why would you be here? Weird. Or maybe you get trapped, like you're hiding, it was a dare. Maybe it's like that trope. Oswald is here for some reason. Trying to get out or looking for somebody. Maybe you left something.
He is looking for someone.
Okay, and there's
Betsy's dad.
Dad. What were you thinking? Hiding in that nasty old thing. Did you hear me call you? Hiding in the ball pit. Okay. Were you in the ball pit with whoever this is? And for some reason, the jump scare comes from the ball pit and
Have you heard jokes about the time travel ball pit?
Is this the time travel ball pit? I've heard about
This is the
this.
time travel ball pit. It's
Some
not
people have
actually
talked about
time
it.
travel. It's very realistic remnant stuff, I think. Unless in this game it actually is time travel to an alternate universe based on the description. I don't know.
That's crazy. Okay,
But yeah,
so
this is the ball pit.
so in this
And so
scene,
what Oswald's been doing in the ball pit was going back in time to when Freddy's was open, because Jeff's Pizza
yeah.
is an old Freddy's.
So
And in the book,
yeah, okay.
Oswald's going back to this pizza place, like to Freddy's,
Mm.
and he's made some friends with some of the kids there, and he's eventually there for when William kills some kids. In this world, though, there are 6 of them, and they're left out in the open instead of stuffed in the suits. So I don't know what's up with that.
Just alternate timeline things. Just tiny details.
Yeah.
So Oswald goes back in time.
But in the description for this game, it's still the 5 kids, and like
Okay.
the point of this game is you're supposedly trying to save your friends from William, Pit Trap, whatever.
Aw, like past friends or current friends maybe who get sucked through. So creepy.
And no, it's like friends in the past. I think it's like saving the kids from William so that they don't die or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is him at the Freddy's. Well, it's a Freddy's.
Okay.
But what's interesting is in the book, what happens is after dragging Oswald's dad into the pit, Pit Trap comes out and pretends to be Oswald's dad, and no one except Oswald notices.
Wait, really? Just goes home with
Yeah.
Oswald. Does everything normally?
Yeah.
That's so okay.
Yeah, and Oswald eventually able to lure him back to the place and kills him, with getting him stuck on some rope. And Oswald's able to drag his dad out of the ball pit
Alive?
before he dies.
Alive? Question mark. So
Yeah.
the dad dies.
And
still?
the owner of the pizza place just kind of like seems to believe that the suit hanging on the wall has always been there. And so it's not William, but it seems to be some sort of memory remnant manifestation of him from that time.
Weird. Like an echo or a shadow or something. Wow.
Yeah.
And this Golden Freddy that happens to make an appearance too. Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
I feel like this might be the most confusing. The others were confusing. This seems like there's so many
Yeah,
plot
the thing
points.
is we haven't actually gotten the game yet, so we don't know like what's going to be different here for the game timeline. Because there are some differences that is shaping up to have.
So this is releasing soon? Question mark. Maybe. At some point.
For the 10th anniversary.
This is 10th
So
anniversary.
presumably August.
Happy 10 years, FNAF. It's been so confusing. And I just got here, but
Yeah.
wow, so fun. Yeah, thanks for explaining some of that. But it makes sense. So an old
Yeah, no
an
problem.
old location, time travel, question mark, maybe not
I made a whole
often.
April Fool's Day theory about how the time travel ball pit solves the lore because there are actually 3 separate William Aftons doing things.
That's funny.
One of them is Michael.
Oh wow. Yeah, everything's answered by this one puppet. I need to go watch that video.
Exactly.
Chat should go watch that video.
It's very funny in my opinion.
Wow. Also, unhide being an option. Kai pointing this out. Now, why can we unhide
Yeah.
as we're just walking up to this?
I assume the player already pressed hide, so now you can choose to unhide if so desired.
Oh, like undoing. That makes sense. Wow. Well, nice. I'm excited to see more of this game in the future. And
Yeah.
last but not least, because I think we have just like a little bit of time, we can at least watch this trailer. Freddy in Space.
Oh, crazy.
Freddy in Space 2.
Yeah, this one came out a while ago.
I think this was posted, it might be a re-upload, but 4 years ago. One game changed the world. Oh, it's a side game. A side scroller. Changed the way we view our universe. And how we view ourselves. The choir! The choir!
This game is very funny.
Just Freddy with a gun. That game was probably
I'll
not
never
Freddy in
stop making
Space.
spin-offs.
This is Fred Faz Command.
Fredbear and Faz Command. Oh, this is a charity game. That's so sweet.
Yeah, Scott made this for St. Jude charity stream, Game Theory did.
Well, this was.
And depending on the collectibles and bosses found in Eden, like different amounts of money that Scott would be paying towards the charity.
That's awesome. Join the Game Theory live stream. Wow, the music does sound a lot like the Game Theory theme song, I think, or like the style, sort of.
There are like special boss battle themes for various FNAF related content creators in the game.
No
because
way.
they have boss fights.
That's crazy.
So it's like Matt, his wife Steph, and his son Ollie are all boss fight characters, like team boss fight. Daco is a boss fight. And Markiplier is a boss fight.
That's incredible.
And I think Scott's a boss fight. I don't know. That might be the original Freddy in space.
Yeah. Also, people pointing out in chat Chica's is Samus. Oh yeah, like the Samus suit. I think I've seen a picture before. Wow. I wonder if the other outfits are references to Foxy.
I don't know.
Golden Freddy's just hanging out. This is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this was not lower relevant. It's just funny.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. What better a place to end off than this chaos? But yeah, super fun. Yeah, thanks for explaining about. I think I learned a lot. I think it's safe to say, chat maybe taught a lot too. I saw a lot of. I need to go back and read chat afterward to get all the lore tidbits.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so fun. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Please go check out Ideas Fantasy on YouTube. She is an incredible theorist. I need to watch more of your theory videos. I stayed blind to most of it because of this, but now I can go watch so many.
That's fair.
Absolutely, so fun. And yeah, thanks again. Please rest, take care of yourselves, all of you in chat too. Yeah. And I'll set up a raid as we leave. Tomorrow we're back with Library of Ruinat, the game with Oswald. And yeah, super fun. Please take care of yourselves, Starlight, and I'll see you all Starside. Bye.